The elder gods decreed balance eternal, but balance was never meant to account for outsiders. The space bridge tore reality like tissue paper. Megatron didn't scream as he plunged through the dimensional vortex. Decepticons didn't scream, but his fuel lines shrieked as quantum forces compressed his superstructure to near collapse. The experimental dark energon core in his chest cavity pulsed arrhythmically, purple-black radiation spilling from gaps in his armor plating. Behind him, somewhere in the collapsing tunnel between universes, the Ark's weapon's fire faded to nothing. Optimus Prime's final words, "Your ambition will destroy you, Megatron," dissolved into static. Good, let the Autobots think him dead. Let Starscream claim leadership of the Decepticons and inevitably fail. Megatron would return. He always returned. The space bridge convulsed. Something else occupied this dimensional corridor, massive, temporal, reconstructed. Megatron's optical sensors registered impossible data, timelines folding over themselves, realities being manually reshaped by a conscious force. For a microsecond, he perceived a figure wreathed in cosmic fire, hands weaving the fabric of existence itself. Then collision. Dark energon met divine temporal energy. The resulting explosion didn't make sound, it unmade sound, creating a sphere of absolute silence that expanded across 3 dimensions simultaneously. Megatron's spark chamber cracked, his fusion cannon shorted. The space bridge shattered into 11,000 fragments of broken space-time. And Megatron fell. He fell through stars that weren't stars, through skis the color of dried blood, through air that tasted of souls and ash and ancient violence. His sensors screamed warnings in languages his Cybertronian processors couldn't parse. Realm boundary breach / foreign entity DETECTD, initiating rejection protocol *. The ground rose to meet him at terminal velocity. Impact. The Outworld wastelands hadn't seen a crater this size since Onaga's final battle. Megatron's 35-foot frame carved a trench 300 yards long through crimson sand and obsidian rock. His left arm snapped at the elbow joint. His right leg hydraulics ruptured. Coolant, precious, irreplaceable coolant, leaked from 17 puncture wounds. The dark energon core sputtered, coughed, and somehow stabilized at 42% capacity. For 11 seconds, Megatron lay motionless in the smoking ruins of his landing site. Then his optics flickered online, burning red against the alien sky. Tactical assessment. He forced his neck servos to rotate, scanning his surroundings. Desert. Endless desert, broken only by jagged formations of volcanic glass and the skeletal remains of creatures he didn't recognize. The sky was wrong, too red, too close, as if atmosphere itself was compressed by invisible force. Twin suns hung at angles that violated orbital mechanics. In the distance, mountains that appeared to be moving. No energon signatures detected. The text scrolled across his HUD in Cybertronian glyphs, and for the first time in 4 million years, Megatron felt something adjacent to fear. No energon, no fuel sources, no space bridge anchor to facilitate return. He was stranded in an unknown dimension with 42% power and catastrophic structural damage. Unacceptable. Megatron forced himself upright. Hydraulics screamed. His damaged leg nearly buckled, but he locked the joint manually, compensating with gyroscopic stabilizers. His left arm hung useless, so he transferred all combat protocols to his right. The fusion cannon mounted on his back, his most devastating weapon, flickered weakly. 3 shots remaining, maybe 4. Then he'd be fighting hand-to-hand in a universe where he understood nothing. Survival protocol, locate resources, establish defensible position, identify threats, eliminate resistance. He'd done this before, after Cybertron fell, after the Exodus, after every defeat that Optimus Prime had inflicted upon him. Megatron always survived, always adapted, always. Movement. His tactical sensors registered heat signatures emerging from the obsidian formations. 40 contacts, 60, 120, all converging on his position with predatory coordination. Megatron's optics focused. They weren't robots. They weren't Insecticons or Predacons or any Cybertronian subspecies he recognized. They were organic asterisk, bipedal, roughly humanoid, but wrong in ways that made his threat assessment software malfunction. Their mouths were vertical slashes filled with serrated teeth. Their arms ended in blade-like bone protrusions. Their eyes reflected the red sunlight with feral intelligence. Tarkatans, not that Megatron knew this term. To him, they were simply asterisk primitives asterisk. The largest one stepped forward, Baraka, chieftain of this particular warband, though Megatron had no context for rank structures here. The Tarkatan opened his mouth blade and roared something in a language that sounded like grinding metal and breaking bone. Megatron's translation software offered unknown language / insufficient data / probable challenge. "I am Megatron," he replied in Cybertronian Standard, his voice a subterranean rumble that shook loose sand from nearby formations. "Leader of the Decepticons, conqueror of." Baraka lunged. The Tarkatan covered 40 feet in 2 seconds, arm blades extended, moving with a speed that registered as asterisk threat level, significant on Megatron's tactical display. The Decepticon's right arm came up on pure combat reflex, 4 million years of warfare translated into a backhanded strike that should have pulverized an organic skull. Should have. Baraka's bone blades crossed, catching Megatron's fist. The impact cratered the ground beneath them, but the Tarkatan asterisk held. Sparks flew where alien bone met Cybertronian alloy. Megatron's structural integrity sensors registered something impossible. The organics blades were asterisk scoring his armor asterisk. What manner of primitive possessed this strength? The other Tarkatans attacked. They came in a wave of teeth and blades and howling violence. Megatron's combat computer lit up with targeting solutions. Asterisk threat / threat asterisk as the horde descended. He kicked Baraka away. The Tarkatan flipped midair, landing in a crouch 20 feet distant, and swept his right arm in a wide arc, catching 3 attackers. Bones shattered. Bodies flew. But there were too many. A blade punched through his left knee joint, already damaged from the landing. Another found the gap in his chest plating, scratching the dark energon core housing. Megatron roared and grabbed the offending Tarkatan, crushing its skull in his palm, but 4 more took its place. Fusion cannon, 2 shots remaining. Recommendation: tactical withdrawal. Megatron didn't withdraw. Decepticons didn't retreat from asterisk primitives asterisk. He activated his flight systems, or tried to. The thrusters in his legs coughed, sputtered, and died, damaged from the landing. Ground combat only. Fine. Megatron waded into the horde like a ship into a storm. Each movement was calculated brutality. A stomp that pulverized a Tarkatan's torso, an elbow strike that decapitated 2 at once, a spinning backfist that sent 5 bodies tumbling across the sand. His damaged arm he used as a battering ram, ignoring the shriek of failing servos. Coolant sprayed from severed lines, mixing with alien blood in the crimson sand. But they kept coming. For every Tarkatan he destroyed, two more pressed the attack. They climbed his legs, his back, his shoulders, stabbing, slashing, biting at joints and cables. Megatron felt his power reserves dropping, 40%, 38, 35. Fusion cannon, one shot remaining. He needed to end this. Megatron's right arm transformed, mechanical components sliding and rotating with practiced precision. The fusion cannon locked into position, antimatter core charging with a whine that made the very air vibrate. Tarkatans scattered. Even primitives recognized the sound of annihilation. Baraka stood his ground. Foolish, Megatron growled. He fired. The beam of concentrated antimatter carved a line across the wastelands, vaporizing everything in a 20-degree cone. 50 Tarkatans ceased to exist. The sand fused into glass. The air itself ignited. When the light faded, Baraka was still standing. The Tarkatan chieftain had dodged at the last microsecond. Blade arms crossed in front of him, his flesh smoking but intact. His vertical mouth split in what might have been a grin. Fusion cannon depleted. Power reserves 31%. Recommendation: immediate withdrawal. Megatron stared at Baraka. Baraka stared back. The remaining Tarkatans circled, wary now but not fleeing. They'd learned. These primitives learned. "You will bow," Megatron said, knowing the creature couldn't understand, "or you will die." Baraka responded by charging again. This time Megatron was ready. He sidestepped, his damaged leg screaming protest, grabbed the Tarkatan by the neck and lifted. Baraka thrashed, arm blades slashing at Megatron's wrist, carving deep grooves in the metal. The Decepticons' grip tightened. "Inferior," Megatron hissed. Then something changed in Baraka's eyes. Not fear, recognition. The Tarkatan stopped struggling and spoke asterisk, 3 words in broken, guttural Outworld common. "You serve Quan." Megatron's translation software, having absorbed enough linguistic data from the battle, finally parsed the meaning. Khan, a title, a ruler. These primitives assumed he was someone else's servant asterisk. The indignity was intolerable. "I serve asterisk no one asterisk," Megatron snarled and hurled Baraka 100 feet into a volcanic glass formation. The impact shattered stone. The Tarkatan slumped, unconscious but alive. The remaining warriors hesitated. Megatron turned to face them, his damaged frame leaking coolant and sparking from a dozen wounds, his power reserves dipping below 30%, his fusion cannon empty. By all tactical measures, he should retreat, establish a defensible position, conserve energy. But Megatron was Megatron asterisk. "Come," he challenged, spreading his arms. "Come and learn what it means to face a Decepticon." They came, and he taught them. The battle lasted 17 minutes. When it ended, 93 Tarkatans lay dead or dying in the crimson sand. Baraka had regained consciousness midway through and fought with renewed fury. Megatron respected that. But even the chieftain's ferocity couldn't overcome Cybertronian engineering. The final exchange saw Baraka's arm blade shatter against Megatron's chest plating, followed by a punch that cratered the Tarkatan into the ground hard enough to crack bedrock. Megatron stood among the carnage, power reserves at 19%, structural integrity at 42%, fuel sources at 0. and he heard applause. Slow, mocking, echoing across the wastelands from no discernible direction. Megatron's targeting system swept the area. Nothing, no heat signatures, no electromagnetic readings, nothing except a portal. It opened in midair, 10 feet away, green and black and asterisk wrong in ways that made his sensors malfunction. From it stepped a figure in crimson and black robes, bald, skin pale as bleached bone, eyes glowing with necrotic energy. Quan smiled. Magnificent, the sorcerer purred, his voice like silk over razors. Simply magnificent, such brutality, such efficiency, such potential. Megatron's right arm rose, fusion cannon automatically targeting the newcomer before his combat computer registered the weapon was empty. The sorcerer noticed and laughed. Out of ammunition, I see, and energy, and options. Quan circled, hands clasped behind his back, examining Megatron like a specimen. You are far from home, machine, far from whatever war you were fighting, far from any hope of return. Identify yourself, Megatron demanded, voice modulator glitching slightly from damage. I am Quan, sorcerer of the Netherrealm, and you, magnificent creature, are exactly what I've been searching for. The demon stopped circling, meeting Megatron's optics directly. You hunger for power, I can provide it. You seek to conquer, I can facilitate it. You need fuel. Quan smile widened. I can offer you something far superior to whatever energizes your metallic form. I negotiate from positions of strength, sorcerer, not desperation. Is that so? Quan gestured casually. The ground beneath Megatron's feet turned to shadow. The Decepticon lurched but caught himself, servos whining. Your strength is impressive for a stranded refugee with no resources, no allies, and no understanding of the laws that govern this realm. But I am not your enemy, Megatron. The demon knew his name. How? I have watched you since you fell through the sky, Quan continued, answering the unspoken question. I felt the dimensional breach. I witnessed your arrival, and I recognized immediately what you are. A conqueror without a kingdom, a tyrant without a throne, an asterisk weapon without a wielder. I am no one's weapon. No, Quan hand extended, palm up. A sphere of green energy materialized, roiling asterisk, screaming asterisk energy that made Megatron's sensors spike. This is a soul, the fundamental currency of our realms, concentrated life force, malleable, potent, and when properly processed, it can substitute for many things, including, I suspect, your precious energon. Megatron's core temperature rose 0.3 degrees, not from damage, from interest. You offer me fuel, Megatron said slowly, in exchange for servitude. I offer you an alliance, Quan corrected. You possess martial prowess beyond anything native to our realms. I possess knowledge of those realms' secrets. Together, we could reshape the balance of power. You could claim a throne, Outworld perhaps, or somewhere more substantial. All I ask in return is cooperation. The demon's smile never wavered. Too perfect, too practiced. Megatron had heard this speech before. Different words, different universe, but the same fundamental transaction. Starscream had made it. Shockwave had made it. Every Decepticon who'd ever sought to overthrow him had made this exact asterisk offer. It always ended the same way. I accept, Megatron said. Quan eyes widened, fractionally surprised, quickly masked. Truly, no demands for terms, no negotiations. You offer fuel, I require fuel, the rest is. Megatron paused, searching for the translated term his software provided. logistics. The sorcerer laughed, genuine this time. Oh, I like you, machine. Very well. Consider this a gesture of good faith. Quan Kai's hands moved in complex patterns, drawing symbols in the air that burned with Netherrealm fire. He spoke in a language older than human civilization, and the soul in his palm asterisk liquefied, becoming a stream of luminous green energy. It flowed toward Megatron, entering through gaps in his damaged armor, seeking his power core. The moment it touched the dark energon, reality screamed asterisk. Purple-black radiation collided with death magic. Two incompatible energies attempted to occupy the same space. Megatron's internal temperature spiked, 200 degrees, 500, 1000. Warnings flooded his HUD. Critical power surge / core breach imminent / shutdown recommended asterisk. He forced the warning silent and absorbed. The liquefied soul burned through his fuel lines like acid, scorching components never designed for magical energy. But his dark energon core, corrupted, experimental, unstable, asterisk adapted asterisk. The purple radiation wrapped around the green soul light, compressing it, converting it, transforming it into something new. Hybrid fuel, half Cybertronian, half Netherrealm, wholly wrong. Megatron's power reserves jumped, 19%, 23, 28, 35. And with the power came corruption. He felt it immediately, tendrils of Quan Kai's magic embedding themselves in his spark chamber, his processor core, his very asterisk consciousness asterisk. Whispers in languages he didn't speak, visions of realms burning, promises of godhood and damnation intertwined. Quan Kai watched with undisguised satisfaction. You feel it, yes, the power, the potential. This is but a fraction of what I can provide, Megatron. Serve me willingly and you shall have legions of souls to fuel your conquest. Resist. The sorcerer's expression darkened. And I shall bind your essence to my will, shackle your spark to Netherrealm's throne, and use you as the weapon you claim not to be. Megatron's optics blazed. Sorcerer, he rumbled, his voice modulator carrying new harmonics, the sound of corrupted metal and damned souls. You have made a grave error. Oh, you have given a starving Decepticon just enough strength to remember what he is. Megatron moved. Faster than his damaged state should allow, faster than Quan Kai's magical reflexes could compensate, he closed the distance. His right hand, still functional, still lethal asterisk, shot forward, fingers clamping around the sorcerer's throat. Quan Kai's eyes went wide. I am Megatron asterisk, the Decepticon hissed, lifting the demon off the ground. Leader of the Decepticons, scourge of Cybertron, the living embodiment of tyranny. I have waged war for 4 million years against enemies you cannot comprehend. I have shattered planets, toppled civilizations, and murdered gods. Magical energy crackled around Quan Kai's form, defensive spells activating automatically, but Megatron's grip didn't falter. The hybrid fuel in his core burned brighter, hungrily absorbing the sorcerer's countermeasures. You thought to make me your slave, Megatron continued. You thought your magic gave you leverage, but you have revealed your greatest weakness, sorcerer. You need me. Why else offer power? Why else appear personally? Quan Kai's smile returned even as his face darkened from pressure. When he spoke, his voice was strained but amused. You are correct, Megatron, I do need you, but you need me more. The portal behind them flickered. Shapes moved within, dozens of them, hundreds, all waiting for Quan Kai's command. Release me, the demon whispered, and we proceed as allies. Kill me and my legions erase you before your power runs dry again. Your choice, Conqueror Asterisk. Megatron's processor calculated outcomes at quantum speed. Option A, kill Sorcerer. Immediate fuel depletion. Combat with unknown forces at 14% power reserves. Probability of survival, 23%. Option B, release Sorcerer. Maintain Alliance facade, acquire resources, identify weaknesses, eliminate threat when advantageous. Probability of long-term survival, 71%. Decepticons didn't gamble on 23%. Megatron released Quan Kai. The sorcerer stumbled back, massaging his throat, smile now genuine. Wise, very wise. I see we understand each other, Megatron. You play the long game, as do I. Where is this Outworld you mentioned? Megatron asked, pivoting to tactical intelligence. What forces control it? What resources can be claimed? Quan Kai's laugh echoed across the wastelands. Eager already. Excellent. Come, I shall show you the realm you will help me conquer, and in return I shall provide you fuel beyond measure. He gestured and the portal expanded. But first, you should know one critical detail about our reality machine. Which is, here power is not simply taken. It must be earned asterisk, through trial by combat, sanctioned by laws older than your mechanical race. The Elder Gods demand it, and defiance of their tournaments, Quan Kai's eyes glowed brighter, has consequences asterisk. Megatron stared into the portal, seeing glimpses of a realm of impossible architecture and eternal warfare. Then I shall earn it, he said simply, through combat, through conquest, through whatever barbaric rituals your elder gods require. I have toppled one pantheon of false deities, sorcerer. I can topple another. He stepped toward the portal, his damaged frame casting long shadows in the red sunlight. But make no mistake, Quan Kai, this alliance exists only as long as you remain useful asterisk. The moment you are not, Megatron's fusion cannon rotated on its mount, empty but still promising. You will learn what all who betray me eventually learn. And what is that? Quan Kai asked, amused. Megatron's optics burned like dying stars. That mercy is a luxury, and I am very asterisk poor. He entered the portal. Quan Kai followed, smile widening. Behind them, Baraka regained consciousness among the Tarkatan dead, watching the dimensional rift close, committing the image of the metal demon to memory. The chieftain would report this to his superiors. He would speak of the machine that fought like a god. And in the courts of Outworld, where power was currency and strength was law, whispers would begin. A new player has entered the game, and he plays by no one's rules but his own. If you want to see more characters thrown into the Mortal Kombat universe, subscribe and comment which fighter you want next. The portal deposited Megatron in hell. Not metaphorical hell, actual, cartographically defined, metaphysically certified hell. The Netherrealm stretched before him in all its putrid glory. Skis choked with ash and screaming faces, rivers of molten torment carving channels through obsidian plains, architecture that defied physics by sheer malevolent will. Towers of bone and petrified agony spiraled toward a ceiling of eternal storm. The air itself was asterisk wrong asterisk, too thick, too hot, saturated with the psychic residue of millennia of suffering. Megatron's sensors went haywire. Threat level catastrophic. Atmospheric composition, 67% standard nitrogen / 31% unknown particulate 2% condensed soul matter. Radiation signature, non-ionizing but metaphysically aggressive. Recommendation, immediate evacuation. He dismissed the warnings with a thought. Decepticons didn't evacuate. Welcome, Quan purred, materializing beside him from dissolving shadows, to the Netherrealm. My domain, my laboratory, my resource asterisk. The sorcerer gestured expansively at the landscape of damnation. Every soul you see trapped in these walls is fuel waiting to be harvested. Every scream is energy waiting to be converted. And you, magnificent machine, shall have access to it all. Megatron's tactical processor cataloged everything. Defensive fortifications, 17 visible, likely 43 hidden. Patrol patterns irregular, suggesting magical rather than military organization. Power concentrations, the towers, each one a focal point of necrotic energy. And the souls, thousands of them, trapped in crystals, bound in chains of green fire, woven into the very asterisk fabric of the realm's architecture. His sensors registered them as discrete energy signatures, weak individually, but collectively representing power reserves that dwarfed Cybertron's entire energon production at its peak. How many? Megatron asked. Souls, Quan smiled. In the Netherrealm proper, millions. In my personal collection, tens of thousands. More arrive daily, casualties from Outworld's wars, Earthrealm's foolish warriors, those who violate tournament law. He floated toward a nearby crystal formation, running his fingers across its surface. Inside, a humanoid figure writhed silently. Each one a battery, each one a resource, each one asterisk yours should our alliance prove productive. Megatron approached the crystal. The soul within recoiled from his presence. Some instinctive recognition that the metal creature was asterisk other asterisk. Was asterisk wrong? Was something that shouldn't exist in any realm governed by natural law? What determines a soul's energy yield? Always tactical, always calculating. Excellent question. Quan conjured a tome from nowhere, pages flipping to a diagram that Megatron's optical sensors struggled to parse. Too much magical notation, not enough concrete data. A soul's potency correlates with the strength of will possessed in life. A farmer's soul might sustain you for hours, a warrior's for days, a asterisk champion's asterisk soul. The sorcerer's eyes gleamed. Could fuel you for months, perhaps longer given your unique physiology. And the corruption. Megatron's internal systems were still fighting the hybrid fuel, dark energon attempting to dominate the soul magic, both energies burning through his components faster than standard energon would. His power reserves held steady at 35%, but the cost to maintain that level was increasing. The integration is inefficient, damaging. A temporary inconvenience. Your mechanical form is adapting, I can sense it. Within days, the conversion process will stabilize. Within weeks, you'll metabolize souls more efficiently than I do. Quan dismissed the tome. But there is a price, Megatron. There is asterisk, always asterisk a price. Stated. The more souls you consume, the more you bind yourself to the Netherrealm. The magic becomes part of you, and I, Quan smile turned predatory, become part of the magic, a tether, an anchor, insurance, if you will, against your inevitable betrayal. Megatron's optics narrowed. You admit you expect betrayal, yet proceed with this alliance. I rely on your betrayal machine. It's your nature, conquest, domination, subjugation. You'll turn on me eventually, but by then your spark will be so thoroughly corrupted by Netherrealm energy that destroying me would mean destroying yourself. The demon circled him slowly. A mutually assured destruction pact, scaled to the personal level. You need me to refine the souls. I need you to claim the territories from which those souls originate. We are locked in symbiosis, Megatron. Hate it all you wish, it remains true. The Decepticon leader processed this. Quan Kai was correct, of course. The sorcerer understood power dynamics with uncomfortable clarity. Every soul consumed would deepen Megatron's dependency on Netherrealm magic. Every day spent in this realm would erode his autonomy. Unacceptable, but also asterisk necessary. Then we proceed, Megatron said, until one of us discovers leverage the other has not anticipated. Now you're thinking like a Netherrealm resident. Quan Kai gestured and a portal opened, this one showing a different landscape. Cities, armies, civilization. Come, I shall introduce you to the realm you will help me conquer. Though, the sorcerer paused. I should warn you, Outworld does not welcome outsiders kindly. Neither did Cybertron, Megatron replied, stepping toward the portal. It welcomed me anyway, eventually. They emerged on a balcony overlooking Outworld's capital, a sprawling metropolis of brutal architecture and impossible scale. Megatron's sensors immediately cataloged asterisk threats asterisk. Population, 2.7 million approximate. Military installations, 47 visible. Power signatures, 1,847 individual combatants registering above human baseline. Threat level significant. This was civilization. Warlike, savage, barbaric by Cybertronian standards, but organized, disciplined, dangerous. Who rules? Megatron asked. Currently, no one. Quan Kai's tone carried bitter amusement. Shao Kahn is dead, killed in Earthrealm invasion. His daughter Milena ruled briefly, then was overthrown. Kotal Kahn claimed the throne afterward, but his reign grows unstable. Civil war looms. Succession is contested. Into this power vacuum we shall insert you. I have no interest in ruling primitives. Don't you? Quan Kai conjured an illusion. Tactical display showing Outworld's resources. Mines rich in unknown minerals, dimensional portals to other realms, armies numbering in the hundreds of thousands. Outworld is the nexus of 6 conquered realms, Megatron. Control it, and you control access to billions asterisk of souls. Refuse it, and you remain a refugee surviving on scraps I deign to provide. Megatron studied the tactical display. Quan Kai wasn't wrong. Outworld represented strategic value beyond immediate survival. It was an asterisk platform for expansion, a foothold in this dimension, the foundation of an empire. But claiming it meant playing by their rules, tournament law, Mortal Kombat, earning power through. An alarm blared across the city. Megatron's combat protocols activated instantly, targeting systems sweeping for threats. Below, Outworld streets erupted in chaos, citizens fleeing, warriors mobilizing, dimensional rifts opening in the city squares. Earthrealm assault? Megatron asked, already calculating defensive positions. No, Quan Kai's expression darkened. Worse, Kotal Kahn has detected our arrival. He's sending his blood guard. From the portals below emerged warriors clad in gold and crimson, elite soldiers moving with supernatural coordination. At their center marched a figure radiating authority and barely contained violence. Kotal Kahn himself, skin marked with ritual scars, eyes glowing with solar power, macuahuital blade resting on his shoulder. The Aztec Emperor looked up at the balcony, directly at Megatron, and smiled. Quan Kai, Kotal's voice carried across the city, amplified by blood magic. "You dare return to my realm. You dare bring this," he gestured at Megatron, "this abomination into Outworld." "Abomination," Megatron's voice modulator crackled with indignation. "I am a Decepticon. We are the pinnacle of—" "You are an outsider, Kotal interrupted, his tone absolute. "A violation of realm sovereignty, an insult to tournament law. By the authority granted me as Quan, I declare you Kotal forbidden entity. Surrender to Outworld justice or face annihilation." Megatron's tactical processor calculated odds. 30 Blood Guard elite warriors, 1 Emperor-class combatant, unknown magical support. His own status: 35% power, significant structural damage, unfamiliar with local combat doctrine. Probability of victory: 41%. "I recognize no authority but my own," Megatron stated simply. Kotal Kahn's smile widened. "Then you shall learn humility through combat. Blood Guard, take him." They came like a storm. The Blood Guard moved with inhuman speed, enhanced by Kotal's solar blessing, coordinated through mystical link, armed with weapons that sang with enchantments. They scaled the palace walls in seconds, blades drawn, war cries echoing. Megatron met them with Cybertronian brutality. The first warrior to reach the balcony lunged with a spear wreathed in golden fire. Megatron caught the weapon mid-thrust, crushed the shaft to splinters, and backhanded the soldier hard enough to send him careening off the balcony. The second and third attacked simultaneously, coordinated strike at his damaged knee joint. Smart, tactically sound. Insufficient. Megatron's leg servos locked, transforming the joint into rigid metal. The blade skittered off armor plating. His counterstrike, a downward hammer fist, cratered the balcony stone and pulverized both attackers. But there were 28 more. They swarmed him like Insecticons, exploiting every damaged component, every weak point in his armor. Blades found gaps in his plating. Magic scorched his optics. Enchanted chains wrapped around his limbs, attempting to bind. Megatron roared, a sound that shattered windows across 3 city blocks and spun using his mass as a weapon. Bodies flew. Chains snapped. His power reserves dropped 33%, 31-29. "Quan Kai," Megatron bellowed, crushing a Blood Guard skull underfoot. "I require fuel now." The sorcerer was already moving, hands weaving complex patterns. The air split open, a rift to the Netherrealm, screaming souls visible beyond. "Catch!" He threw a crystallized soul like a grenade. Megatron snatched it from the air, crushed it in his palm, and absorbed. The liquefied soul energy burned into his fuel lines, converted by the dark Energon core into hybrid power. His reserves spiked, 29%, 36, 42. The corruption spread deeper. He felt Netherrealm tendrils burrowing into his processor core, whispering promises of unlimited power if he would just submit. Just accept damnation as fuel source. Megatron crushed the whispers with iron will and returned to the battle. A Blood Guard leaped at his back. Megatron's hand shot backward, pure combat reflex, and caught the warrior by the face. He slammed the soldier into the balcony floor repeatedly, methodically, until resistance ceased. "Enough." Kotal Kahn's voice carried command not suggestion, not request, but metaphysical authority that made reality itself pause. The remaining Blood Guard fell back immediately, forming defensive perimeter around their emperor. Kotal stepped onto the balcony. The Ashtek stood 8 feet tall, shorter than Megatron by considerable margin, but radiating power that made the Decepticons' threat assessment software recalibrate upward. Solar energy wreathed Kotal's form. His macuahedral blade hummed with the crystallized essence of fallen gods. "You fight well, machine," Kotal acknowledged. "You honor the spirits of combat with your ferocity, but you are Kotal * forbidden, and I am Quan. This ends one way only." "Then you die with honor," Megatron replied, "which is more than most who oppose me receive." They clashed. Kotal moved like liquid violence, thousands of years of combat experience compressed into flowing combinations that targeted Megatron's weaknesses with surgical precision. The macuahedral blade found the gap in his left shoulder plating, carving deep. Solar energy scorched his optics. Blood magic pulled at his spark chamber, attempting to rip the Cybertronian life force from its housing. Megatron responded with overwhelming force. He didn't fight with technique, he fought with inevitability. Every strike was a hydraulic press. Every movement was calculated mass applied at maximum efficiency. When Kotal dodged left, Megatron's follow-up punch cratered the space where the Emperor would have counterattacked from. When Kotal's blade found a gap, Megatron ignored the damage and struck anyway. The balcony shattered beneath them. They fell 4 stories, still fighting. Megatron used the descent to his advantage, grabbed Kotal mid-fall, rotated, and drove the Emperor into the street below with pile-driver force. The impact cratered stone, shattered underground infrastructure, sent shockwaves through 3 city blocks. Kotal Kahn stood up anyway. Blood ran from a dozen wounds. His left arm hung at wrong angle, but solar energy knit the damage closed, blood magic regenerating what should have been fatal trauma. "You cannot kill what the sun sustains," Kotal said, macuahedral blade rising again. "Then I shall block out the sun," Megatron retorted. His damaged fusion cannon rotated into position. Empty, yes, but Megatron was a Decepticon. Decepticons adapted. He fired anyway. Not antimatter, there was none left, but the barrel still contained residual dark energon radiation, corrupted by Netherrealm soul magic, compressed by desperation into a beam of wrong energy that screamed as it crossed the distance. Kotal raised his blade to block. The beam struck, and stuck The hybrid energy, half Cybertronian, half Netherrealm, wholly unnatural, splashed across Kotal's solar aura like acid. The golden radiance flickered. For 3 seconds, Kotal Kahn's connection to his power source wavered. 3 seconds was enough. Megatron closed the distance and struck, a punch thrown with every functional servo, every intact hydraulic, every ounce of mass his frame could generate. It caught Kotal in the chest, bypassing the weakened solar shield, impacting flesh and bone and God-touched physiology. Kotal Kahn flew backward through a building. Silence descended on the street. Blood guards stared in shock. Citizens watched from windows. Even Quan Kai's perpetual smile faltered. No one struck Kotal Kahn like that. Not since Shao Kahn's death. Not ever in the current Khan's reign. The building exploded outward. Kotal emerged, solar energy blazing at maximum intensity, blood streaming from his mouth, eyes burning with fury and impossibly. Respect. You, Kotal coughed, regeneration working overtime. You are worthy asterisk machine, worthy of Mortal Kombat, worthy of trial by combat, worthy of. I am worthy of nothing, Megatron interrupted, power reserves dropping to 27%. I asterisk take what I require. I conquer what resists. Your approval is irrelevant. Kotal's expression shifted. Then you are exactly what Outworld needs. Wait, what? Megatron's tactical processor struggled to parse this. The Emperor should be calling for reinforcements, should be escalating to lethal force, should be. You misunderstand my intent, outsider, Kotal continued, lowering his blade, not in surrender but in asterisk consideration. I named you Kotal to test your mettle, to see if you possess strength worthy of Outworld's throne, to determine if you were Quan Kai's puppet. He glared at the sorcerer, or a conqueror in your own right. I am Megatron asterisk, the Decepticon stated. I am no one's puppet. Precisely, Kotal Kahn sheathed his macuahuidal. Outworld's succession crisis deepens daily. Pretenders claim my throne. Warlords carve territories from my realm. Earthrealm grows bold. Netherrealm, another glare at Quan Kai, manipulates from shadows. I need allies asterisk machine. Warriors who understand that power without honor is tyranny, but honor without power is weakness. Megatron stared at the Aztec Emperor. This was a trap, obviously, a political maneuver. Kotal Kahn sought to neutralize the threat Megatron represented by binding him to Outworld's internal conflicts. But it was also asterisk opportunity. What do you offer? Megatron asked. Territory, resources, legitimacy under tournament law. Kotal approached slowly, deliberately, showing no fear despite his injuries. Enter Mortal Kombat as my champion. Defeat those who challenge my reign. Prove yourself worthy by Outworld's laws. In return, you gain legal standing in this realm, access to its resources. And when I fall, when all asterisk Khans eventually fall, you will have asterisk earned asterisk the right to claim the throne. Why would you arm your own replacement? Kotal smiled, genuine this time. Because a Khan who does not prepare worthy successors is a Khan who dooms his realm to chaos. And because, machine, I suspect you and I are more alike than different. We are both conquerors who learned that conquest without purpose is merely destruction. Megatron's processor ran probability calculations. Option A, accept Kotal's offer, gain legitimacy, fight controlled battles, slow path to resources, probability of achieving objectives, 68%. Option B, refuse, continue alliance with Quan Kai exclusively, faster access to souls, higher corruption risk, lower long-term stability, probability of achieving objectives, 52%. Option C, betray both factions. Wage war on two fronts with minimal resources. Probability of achieving objectives, 19%. Before he could respond, Quan Kai interjected. How touching asterisk. The machine and the Emperor bonding over shared tyrannical tendencies. But you forget, Kotal, Megatron and I have an asterisk existing asterisk alliance. One sealed with necrotic energy flowing through his very asterisk core asterisk. The sorcerer's eyes glowed brighter. He cannot refuse my claim without destroying himself. Kotal's hand moved to his blade. Then perhaps I should destroy you asterisk, sorcerer, and free the machine from your corruption. Perhaps you should asterisk try asterisk, Quan Kai countered, hands weaving defensive spells. The street became very quiet. Two factions, two offers, both containing poison, both containing opportunity. Megatron stood at the nexus, power reserves at 24%, structural damage worsening, trapped in a dimension where the rules of power were fundamentally alien. This was chess, multi-dimensional chess where every piece was poisoned, and every move carried consequences across realms he didn't yet understand. Megatron loved asterisk chess. "I accept both offers," he declared. Kotal and Quan spoke simultaneously. "What?" "Kotal Kahn offers legitimacy through tournament law. Quan offers fuel through soul harvesting. I require both asterisk." Megatron's optics blazed. "I shall serve as Kotal's champion in Mortal Kombat, but my victories will generate the souls Quan refines into fuel, a triangle of mutual benefit. Kotal gains a warrior. Quan gains resources. I gain everything." Silence. Then Kotal Kahn laughed, a deep, genuine sound that echoed across the ruined street. "Ambitious, arrogant, absolutely mad asterisk, I approve." He extended his hand, not in submission but in warrior's acknowledgement. "Very well, machine, you shall fight as my champion, but know this, tournament law is absolute asterisk. If you lose, you die. If you violate its terms, the elder gods themselves will erase you. Can you accept this?" "I have never lost," Megatron stated simply, ignoring the hand. Decepticons didn't shake hands with those they would eventually overthrow. Quan smile returned, though his eyes remained cold. "And what prevents you from abandoning our arrangement once Kotal's resources are available?" "The corruption in my core," Megatron replied bluntly. "You were correct, sorcerer. I am bound to Netherrealm energy now, which means I need your refining process until I discover how to replicate it myself. A temporary necessity, but necessity nonetheless." "Honest, how refreshing." Quan conjured another soul crystal, tossing it to Megatron. "Then we proceed as competitors cooperating toward aligned goals. How very Outworld of you, machine." Megatron crushed the crystal, absorbed the energy, corruption spreading, whispers intensifying, power reserves climbing to 31%, and addressed both of them. "Understand this clearly. I cooperate because cooperation serves my objectives. The moment it does not, the moment either of you becomes obstacle rather than asset, I will do what I have always done to obstacles." His fusion cannon rotated meaningfully. "I will remove them, permanently." Kotal Kahn's smile widened. "Spoken like a true Khan." "Spoken like a fool," Quan corrected, "but a useful fool for now." "Then we have accord," Megatron concluded. "When is the first tournament?" 3 days, Kotal replied. "The arena eternal. Challengers from across Outworld seeking to prove themselves worthy of higher station. You will face them. You will destroy them. And you will show this realm that Kotal Kahn's reign is backed by power beyond their comprehension." "And the fuel?" Megatron asked Quan "The fallen warrior's souls are yours. I shall refine them." The sorcerer's expression turned calculating. "Though I wonder, Megatron, have you considered what will happen when Outworld realizes you are consuming their dead? When they understand that every warrior you kill fuels your power, moral objections tend to complicate political alliances." Megatron hadn't considered this. His tactical processor immediately flagged it as threat, public relations crisis. Kotal waved dismissively. "Outworld respects strength. They will accept the machine's fuel requirements if he delivers victory, but," the Emperor's tone hardened, "if you consume souls dishonorably if you prey on civilians, children, those who cannot defend themselves, I will end our alliance and end you Warrior souls only, earned through combat. This is non-negotiable. Acceptable, Megatron agreed. He had no interest in civilians anyway. They provided minimal energy and maximum political complication. Then it is settled. Kotal turned to leave Blood Guard forming protective escort around him. 3 days, machine. Prepare yourself. The Arena Eternal has broken gods. It will test even your metal hide. He departed, solar energy trailing like a cape. Quan Kai lingered, circling Megatron slowly. You play a dangerous game, machine, balancing between Khan and Sorcerer. One misstep and you fall into chasms that make the Netherrealm look *pleasant. I have walked greater tightropes, Megatron replied, and I have never fallen. Yet, Quan Kai opened a portal back to the Netherrealm. Come, I shall provide you a workshop, somewhere to repair your damage before the tournament, and we shall discuss the finer points of our arrangement. Specifically, his smile turned predatory. What happens when you inevitably betray me? Megatron followed the sorcerer through the portal, back into the realm of eternal damnation. His power reserves at 28% and dropping. His spark chamber burning with corrupted energy. His processor calculating 1,000 strategies for ultimate dominance. Behind them in Outworld streets, citizens whispered. A machine demon had arrived. It fought like a god. It consumed souls like a revenant. It negotiated with emperors and sorcerers as equals. And in 3 days, it would enter the Arena Eternal. Outworld had seen many champions, many conquerors, many who claimed power through combat. But they had never seen Megatron. And the realms would tremble at his arrival. The Arena Eternal had witnessed 10,000 years of bloodshed. Its stones were stained with the essence of gods, demons, and champions, whose names had been erased by time itself. The sand had drunk so much blood that it no longer absorbed moisture. It remembered violence, catalogued brutality, and whispered the names of the worthy to those who knew how to listen. Megatron heard none of these whispers. He only heard tactical data. Arena Dimensions, 200 meters diameter. Terrain, variable controlled by Elder God mandate. EXITS, 4 visible, 7 probable. Opponent analysis, insufficient data. Power RESERVES, 67%. 3 days in Quan Kai's workshop had transformed him. Not healed. Healing implied organic weakness, but reconstructed *. The sorcerer's facilities, carved into the Netherrealm's deepest sanctums, had provided resources that even Shockwave would envy. Soul forges that burned at temperatures rivaling Cybertron's core. Mystic alloys that fused with his armor plating, creating hybrid materials neither fully mechanical nor fully magical. And fuel, endless fuel, harvested from Quan Kai's personal collection. Megatron now stood at 67% power reserves. His left arm, shattered from the crash landing, had been reconstructed with bone steel, an Outworld alloy infused with the calcified remains of ancient warriors. It was heavier than his original limb, but stronger. His damaged leg had been reinforced with Netherrealm iron, which screamed faintly when he walked. His fusion cannon remained depleted of antimatter, but Quan Kai had modified the barrel to channel soul energy instead. The corruption had spread accordingly. Megatron's reflection, shown to him in a mirror of polished obsidian, revealed the cost. Purple-black veins of dark energon now crawled across his chassis, intertwined with green traceries of Netherrealm magic. His optics burned with dual colors, red Decepticon fury overlaid with sickly emerald. When he spoke, harmonics from the damned echoed beneath his words. He was becoming something new asterisk, something neither Cybertronian nor native to this dimension. Something worse. Magnificent, Quan had purred, admiring his handiwork. You are a masterpiece of corrupted engineering. Part machine, part necromancy, entirely mine asterisk. Megatron had crushed the mirror in response. Now he stood in the Arena Eternal's preparation chamber, listening to the roar of the crowd above. 60,000 spectators, Outworld citizens, visiting dignitaries from allied realms, warlords seeking to assess Kotal Kahn's new champion, all of them screaming for blood. Nervous, Megatron turned. Baraka stood in the chamber's entrance, arms crossed, vertical mouth twisted in what might have been amusement. The Tarkatan chieftain bore fresh scars from their first encounter, a cracked jaw plate missing teeth, arm blades regrown but still shorter than before. Tarkatans do not spectate at tournaments, Megatron stated, accessing the cultural data Quan had provided. You came to fight or to die trying. I came, Baraka corrected, approaching slowly, to see if the metal demon is real asterisk, or if I dreamed you in the wastelands, broken and bleeding coolant. The chieftain's eyes, predatory yellow, studied Megatron's reconstructed form. You are different. The magic has asterisk changed asterisk you. I adapt. It is what Decepticons do. Decepticons. Baraka tested the word, tongue struggling with alien syllables. Your clan, your tribe. My asterisk army asterisk, Megatron corrected. Forged in the crucible of Cybertron's civil war, tempered through 4 million years of conflict. I led them against impossible odds, against superior numbers, against the false hope of peace that weakens civilizations. His optics blazed brighter. We were asterisk winning before I was displaced. Baraka's mouth blades clicked together, Tarkatan laughter. Then you understand. Outworld respects only asterisk strength. Kotal Kahn thinks honor and discipline create stability. He is asterisk wrong asterisk. Only asterisk conquest creates stability. Only asterisk fear maintains order. The chieftain extended one blade arm in salute. You fight today as Kotal's champion, but someday, Metal Demon, you will fight asterisk against him, when that day comes. Tarkatans remember debts. You could have killed me in the wastelands. You did not. I required intelligence on this realm's power structures, Megatron replied. Your survival served my objectives. Call it what you wish. Baraka turned to leave, then paused. Your first opponent is Devora, Chitin Hive Queen. She serves whoever promises power, currently Kotal, but her loyalty is performance asterisk. She will test your weaknesses, adapt quickly, or her children will eat you from the inside out. The Tarkatan departed, leaving Megatron alone with tactical assessments. Devora, species, chitin insected hive mind. Threat level, unknown. Combat doctrine, biological warfare plus poison plus numerical superiority through spawn drones. Weakness, hive minds require central coordination. Eliminate queen, collapse swarm. Simple, efficient. Megatron had fought Insecticons for millennia. How different could one insectoid queen be? The arena doors opened. Sunlight, Outworld's perpetual crimson sunlight, flooded the chamber. The crowd's roar intensified to physical force. Megatron's auditory sensors automatically dampened, preventing overload. He stepped forward onto sand that had drunk the blood of legends. Across the arena, Devora emerged from the opposite gate. She was asterisk beautiful in the way a praying mantis is beautiful, elegant, alien, utterly inhuman. Her body was a fusion of female humanoid form and insectoid horror. 4 arms ending in blade-like chitin, wings that shimmered with toxic iridescence, eyes that reflected compound fractals. Insects crawled across her skin, or perhaps asterisk were her skin. Megatron's sensors couldn't determine biological boundaries. This one greets Kotal Kahn's pet asterisk, Devora called, her voice carrying harmonics from 1,000 throats speaking in unison. This one has served many Khans. Shao Kahn, Kotal Kahn, Milena briefly, her smile revealed mandibles. This one wonders, will the metal creature also fall? Will he also break asterisk? Will he also prove inadequate? I am Megatron, he replied simply. I do not break. We shall see asterisk. Devora moved. Not walked. Moved asterisk, her form blurring as biology exceeded mechanical tracking. She closed half the arena's distance in 3 seconds, wings buzzing, insects swarming from her body in a cloud of chittering death. Megatron fired his reconstructed fusion cannon. The beam of soul energy, compressed, refined, angry asterisk, carved through the insect swarm, vaporizing thousands in an instant. But Devora had already dodged, circling left at impossible angles, her movements wrong in ways that made his targeting systems recalibrate constantly. She struck from behind, 4 arms moving in synchronized patterns, each blade finding gaps in his armor with surgical precision. Megatron spun, backhand connecting with her torso, sending her flying 30 feet. She landed on 6 legs. Wait, 6 legs. Megatron's optical sensors focused. Devora's body was changing, additional limbs sprouting from her back, her humanoid facade dissolving into pure chitin form. The insects covering her skin weren't decoration. They were ammunition, launching themselves at Megatron in coordinated waves. They exploded on contact. Acid, venom, biological payload designed to corrode organic tissue. It splashed across Megatron's chassis, hissing, eating at the Netherrealm reinforced plating. His damage indicators lit up, superficial for now, but cumulative damage would compromise structural integrity. This one's children are hungry Devora purred, spawning more insects from orifices that shouldn't exist. They will burrow into Metal Demon's core They will lay eggs in Metal Demon's fuel lines. They will. Megatron grabbed a fistful of arena sand and threw not at Devora, at the insect swarm. The sand cloud disrupted their flight patterns, buying him 2.3 seconds. He used the time to activate his flight systems, repaired by Quan Kai's workshops, now running on hybrid fuel. Thrusters ignited. Megatron launched skyward, trailing corruption green exhaust. The crowd's roar doubled in volume. Few arena combatants possessed flight. It was unfair, they said. It violated the spirit of Mortal Kombat. Megatron didn't care about fairness. From aerial vantage, he acquired targeting lock on Devora's central mass. His fusion cannon charged, drawing power from his reserves, dropping to 63%, compressing soul energy into a coherent beam. He fired. Devora split. Her body fragmented into 11,000 individual insects, each one scattering in different vectors, the beam passing harmlessly through the space where she'd stood. The swarm reformed 20 feet away, reconstituting into humanoidish configuration. This one is Swarm Devora announced. Metal Demon cannot kill what has no singular form. This one is Legion Asterisk. This one is. Megatron crashed into her at terminal velocity. Physics was physics, regardless of realm. 35 tons of Cybertronian mass moving at 80 miles per hour delivered kinetic energy that Devora's biological structure, however alien, could not fully disperse. The impact cratered the arena floor, sent shockwaves through the stands, and scattered the Chitin Queen across 50 feet of blood-soaked sand. The insects tried to reform. Megatron's foot came down on the largest cluster, asterisk stomp asterisk, pulverizing hundreds. His hand swept through reforming limbs, asterisk crush asterisk, disrupting coordination. His fusion cannon fired point blank, asterisk burn asterisk, incinerating swarm components faster than they could regenerate. "You claim to be Legion," Megatron growled, voice harmonics making the air vibrate asterisk. "I have fought legions. I have asterisk destroyed legions. You are merely asterisk insects." Devora's reformation slowed. Too much damage, too many individual components destroyed. Her voice, now fractured, harmonics desynchronized, carried desperation. "This one serves Kotal Kahn faithfully. This one serves whoever promises power," Megatron quoted Baraka's assessment. "Your loyalty is transactional. Your existence is asterisk tactical asterisk. But your tactics are asterisk obsolete." He grabbed what remained of Devora's central mass, the core cluster containing her consciousness, her queen asterisk self, and began to squeeze. The chitin shrieked, not with one voice but with thousands asterisk, every insect component screaming in unison as their hive queen approached termination. "Yield," the word came from the crowd, from Kotal Kahn himself, standing in the royal box, hand raised in imperial command. "The machine has proven superiority. Devora has asterisk failed. The combat is concluded asterisk." Tournament law was absolute. When the Khan declared victory, combat ceased immediately. To continue was to violate Elder God mandate. To violate mandate was to face annihilation. Megatron's processor calculated, obey or defy. He released Devora. The chitin collapsed, form fragmenting into scattered insects that slowly, painfully crawled back together. She would survive. Regeneration was Chitin's specialty, but her defeat was absolute. The crowd erupted. Not cheers exactly. Outworld citizens didn't cheer like Earthrealm's naive masses, but acknowledgement, respect. The Metal Demon had *1 against a veteran champion in his first sanctioned combat. Megatron stood in the center of the arena eternal, coolant leaking from a dozen wounds, power reserves at 58%, corruption burning brighter in his core. And he felt hungry. Devora's soul, weakened by defeat, separated from her body through trauma, was visible to his modified sensors. A glowing essence trying to reintegrate with the scattered insects, rich with energy, potent with life force accumulated through centuries of service to various Khans. Quan had said, "Warrior souls only, earned through combat." Megatron had earned this. His hand moved, faster than conscious thought, guided by instinct and hunger and grabbed the dissipating soul. Devora's essence struggled, trying to escape, but Megatron's grip was absolute. The dark energon core in his chest opened like a furnace, drawing the soul inward, consuming. The Chitin's body, scattered across the arena, convulsed once. then stopped moving entirely. Silence. The crowd understood immediately. The metal demon hadn't just defeated Devora. He had consumed her soul permanently. She would not regenerate, would not return, would not serve future Khans. She was gone fuel for the machine's hunger. Kotal Kahn's expression darkened. This was not what they'd agreed. Devora was supposed to yield, to be defeated honorably, to live and serve again. Soul consumption was. Warrior soul, Megatron's voice boomed across the arena, amplified by his enhanced systems. EARNED through KOMBAT, as WAS agreed. The Emperor's hand hovered near his macuahudal. Political calculation warred with warrior instinct. Megatron had technically followed the agreement's letter warrior soul, earned through sanctioned combat. But the spirit of their arrangement had been violated. Devora was a valuable asset. Centuries of experience and political connections now erased But to challenge Megatron now, in front of 60,000 witnesses, after the machine had delivered such dominant victory, Kotal Kahn lowered his hand. The metal demon hungers the Emperor declared, voice carrying across the arena. He has claimed his prize honorably Let none dispute this. Devora failed. Her soul belongs to the victor. This is Outworld's law. This is Combat's law. The crowd's murmur carried uncertain agreement. Soul consumption wasn't forbidden. Necromancers like Quan did it constantly. But it was unseemly for champions. It suggested weakness, dependency, addiction. Megatron didn't care about their judgment. Devora's soul burned in his core, converting to hybrid fuel with agonizing efficiency. His power reserve spiked, 58%, 64, 71 more than he'd held since arriving in this dimension, more than baseline Energon had ever provided. And the corruption sang. Whispers intensified 1,000-fold, promises of godhood, visions of conquest spanning infinite realms, the voice of the Netherrealm itself, ancient, vast, hungry, speaking directly into his processor. YSSS, feed, grow strong, become OUR champion, become our weapon. Megatron crushed the whispers with iron will. I am no one's weapon. But his voice harmonics carried Netherrealm undertones now, and his optics burned brighter green than red. The arena doors opened again. Megatron's sensors locked onto the new arrival, a figure in yellow and black, moving with assassin's grace, mask concealing all features except eyes that burned with focused hatred. Scorpion. The Shirai Ryu sends their regards, the Spectre stated, voice carrying the rasp of hellfire. Kotal Kahn has requested I test his new champion to determine if the metal demon possesses honor alongside strength. Scorpion's hand moved to the sword at his back. I shall determine this through combat. Prepare yourself, machine. Megatron's tactical processor flagged this immediately. Threat level, extreme. Opponent POSSESSES teleportation, hellfire manipulation, extensive combat experience. Power RESERVES, 71%. Victory probability, 61%. I do not require testing, Megatron replied. I require fuel. If you insist on combat, Spectre, then you shall become my next meal. Scorpion's eyes narrowed. We shall see who consumes whom, demon. He moved. Faster than Devora, faster than the Blood Guard. faster than Megatron's targeting systems could track. Teleportation. His sensors screamed, not speed, actual translocation. Scorpion vanished and reappeared behind Megatron, blade already moving in a cut designed to sever neck servos. Megatron spun, pure combat reflex, arm blocking the strike. The blade bit into his reinforced plating, carving deep, drawing coolant. Scorpion's follow-up kick impacted his chest, forcing him back 3 steps. Then the hellfire came. Scorpion's palms ignited, flames that burned yellow-white-orange, temperatures registering higher than Megatron's internal tolerances. The Spectre thrust both hands forward, get over here, and chains of living fire erupted from his palms, wrapping around Megatron's torso, burning, pulling. Megatron's damage indicators screamed. His armor plating was slagging. His internal systems were overheating. The chains hauled him forward, straight toward Scorpion's waiting blade. He fired his fusion cannon. Point blank, soul energy beam impacting Scorpion's chest, sending the Spectre flying backward, chains dissolving. Megatron's power reserves dropped 66%, but he bought separation. Time to. Scorpion teleported again. This time above, dropping from impossible height, sword leading in a downward strike. Megatron raised his arm to block. The bone steel limb Quan had grafted, and the blade shattered against it. Scorpion's eyes widened. Netherrealm alloy, you have been touched by the damned. I have been touched by necessity Megatron corrected, grabbing Scorpion's wrist before the Spectre could teleport. And I shall touch you with annihilation. His other hand closed around Scorpion's throat. Hydraulics engaged, pressure increasing, attempting to crush vertebrae in. Hellfire erupted from within Scorpion's body. Not external flames, internal combustion, the Spectre's undead form becoming living inferno. Heat that exceeded nuclear cores. Heat that melted Megatron's grip, forcing him to release or lose the hand entirely. Scorpion backflipped clear, landing in combat stance, already reassessing. You fight with power machine, but power without discipline is merely chaos. Power without honor is merely tyranny. His hands reignited. I shall teach you the difference. They clashed again, and again, and again. The battle raged across the arena eternal, Scorpion's supernatural speed and Hellfire versus Megatron's overwhelming force and tactical brutality. Every exchange saw the Decepticons' armor scored by flames, his systems pushed closer to thermal limits. But every exchange also saw Scorpion unable to finish. The machine was too durable, too relentless. Megatron adapted mid-combat, learning teleportation patterns, anticipating strike angles, evolving his doctrine to counter a 4 centuries-old master assassin. This was what Decepticons did. This was what made them superior. After 17 minutes of sustained combat, both warriors stood at opposite ends of the arena, damaged but unbound. Scorpion's mask was cracked. His armor showed melted sections from his own hellfire reflecting off Megatron's chassis, but his eyes burned with undiminished fury. Megatron's entire left side was scorched black. His power reserves had dropped to 49%. His cooling systems were failing, but his optics burned brighter than ever. You possess honor, Scorpion acknowledged, voice carrying respect despite hatred. In combat, you do not retreat. You do not beg, you do not yield, this is acceptable. I require no acceptance from corpses, Megatron retorted. And yet, Scorpion sheathed his sword. I am not your enemy, machine, not truly. I came to test you, to see if Kotal's new champion was worthy or fool. You are worthy, brutal, corrupted, prideful, but worthy asterisk. He turned toward the royal box, bowing to Kotal Kahn. The Shirai Ryu recognized the metal demon's strength. We will not oppose his presence in Outworld, but Scorpion's gaze returned to Megatron. Should you prey on the innocent? Should you violate combat's honor? Should you become the monster your corruption asterisk promises? Hellfire ignited in his palms again. I shall return, and I shall send you to the Netherrealm permanently asterisk. The specter vanished in flames, teleporting away, leaving Megatron alone in the arena once more. The crowd's roar had transformed, no longer uncertain, no longer wary. They had witnessed their new champion defeat a Hive Queen and fight a legendary specter to standstill. Whether they asterisk like the metal demon was irrelevant. They feared asterisk him. And in Outworld, fear was the first language of respect. Kotal Kahn stood in the royal box, expression unreadable. Beside him, Quan smiled, that perpetual, infuriating smile that suggested everything proceeded according to plan. The first trial is complete. Kotal's voice carried across the arena. Megatron has proven his strength. He has claimed his prizes through honorable combat. He has earned. The Emperor paused, choosing words carefully. Conditional asterisk recognition as my champion. Further trials await. Further tests will come. But today he has demonstrated that metal can bleed, fight, and adapt. This is sufficient. The crowd began to disperse, murmuring among themselves, spreading word of the metal demon who consumed souls and fought like a god. In the preparation chambers, Baraka watched through barred windows, vertical mouth twisted in satisfaction. The Tarkatans would remember this. When the time came to choose sides in Outworld's inevitable civil war, they would remember that Megatron adapted asterisk. In the Netherrealm sanctums, Quan observed through scrying pools, hands already weaving new schemes. The corruption was spreading faster than anticipated. Soon, Megatron would be too dependent on soul fuel to resist. Soon, the machine would be asterisk-bound asterisk. In the royal palace, Kotal Kahn stood alone in his war room, staring at tactical maps, calculating probabilities. The metal demon was useful, powerful, but unstable, too independent, too ambitious asterisk. Sooner or later, they would have to fight. Kotal almost looked forward to it. And in the arena eternal, Megatron stood among cooling sand and scorched stone, power reserves at 49%, corruption burning in his core, whispers growing asterisk louder asterisk. He had won his first sanctioned combat. He had consumed his first warrior soul through tournament law. He had proven himself to Outworld citizens, Kotal's court, and the watching elder gods. But he had also felt the asterisk hunger intensify. Devora's soul had been asterisk intoxicating, the power surge addictive. His processor already calculated how many more souls would be required to maintain operations. How many combats? How many asterisk deaths? The mathematics were inescapable. He was becoming dependent on the very thing binding him to this dimension. Unacceptable asterisk, his logic protocols insisted. Necessary, his survival instincts countered. Irrelevant asterisk, a third voice, new, corrupted, neither fully his own, whispered. You are becoming what this realm demands. Conqueror, consumer, champion, embrace it, become it, rule it. Megatron forced the voice silent. But it was getting harder. The corruption was spreading, and the tournament had only just begun. Megatron's processor ran probability scenarios at quantum speed. The concept was asterisk dangerous. Embracing Netherrealm corruption risked accelerating the very dependency he sought to escape, but it also offered asterisk autonomy. If he could refine souls independently, Quan Kai's primary leverage, fuel monopoly, would evaporate. How? Megatron asked. I don't know, Frost admitted, but I know someone who might. Someone who spent decades studying the boundary between consciousness and foreign energies. Someone who achieved what you're attempting, integration of incompatible power sources without losing core identity. Who? Frost smiled slightly. Hanzo Hasashi, Scorpion. He's asterisk human asterisk, but he channels Hellfire, Netherrealm energy through sheer force of will. He's not corrupted by it. He controls asterisk it. If anyone understands how to subordinate damning power to human consciousness. She trailed off meaningfully. Megatron considered this. Scorpion, the specter he'd fought to stand still in the arena, the warrior who tested him and found him, worthy asterisk. And why, Megatron asked slowly, would Scorpion assist me? He threatened to send me to the Netherrealm permanently should I violate honor. Because, Sub-Zero interjected, Hanzo understands asterisk redemption asterisk. He was consumed by vengeance for decades, became monster in pursuit of justice, but he found path back to humanity through discipline and will. If you approach him not as conqueror seeking power, but as warrior seeking asterisk control. The Grandmaster's expression was unreadable. He might help, might. Megatron processed this. Another alliance, another negotiation, another potential trap asterisk. But also another vector toward independence. Where is Scorpion now? He asked. Shirai Ryu Temple, Earthrealm, Sub-Zero replied. But gaining access requires invitation. The Shirai Ryu do not welcome uninvited guests, especially not Outworld's new champion, who consumes souls and reeks of Netherrealm corruption. Then I require invitation. And I, a new voice spoke from the workshop shadows, can provide it. A figure materialized, literally asterisk materialized, stepping from shadow as if it were doorway. Take the Takahashi, Shirai Ryu warrior and telepath, son of Kenshi, protege of Scorpion himself. His eyes glowed faintly with psionic energy as he studied Megatron. I've been listening, Take stated calmly. Telepathically, apologies for invasion of privacy, but when a dimension-hopping robot shows up consuming souls and making deals with Quan Kai, the Shirai Ryu tend to asterisk investigate asterisk. His expression remained neutral. Master Hasashi sent me to assess whether you're salvageable threat or irredeemable monster. Verdict still out, but, he tilted his head. You're asterisk trying to resist corruption. Actively seeking solutions rather than surrendering to hunger. That's something. I resist because subjugation is unacceptable asterisk, Megatron stated. Not because I possess your species' concept of morality. Yeah, I'm reading that loud and clear from your surface thoughts. Takeda's psionic abilities were apparently quite literal. You're a tyrant, you believe in domination, you've committed atrocities in your home dimension, but you're also, he paused, searching for words, trying to be asterisk better asterisk version of tyrant, like you recognize Netherrealm corruption would make you asterisk worse tyrant, mindless weapon instead of purposeful conqueror, and you hate that. Hate loss of control more than you hate anything else. Your telepathy is asterisk invasive asterisk. Megatron growled, mental defenses activating, processor segments encrypting against psionic intrusion. And your mind is asterisk fascinating, Take-Two countered, not intimidated. It's like layered encryption meets existential dread meets tactical genius meets barely suppressed rage. Also, you think in asterisk math asterisk. Who asterisk thinks in pure mathematics? Decepticons, Megatron stated flatly. Cease your intrusion or I will terminate it permanently asterisk. Take-Two's hands rose in surrender psionic glow fatting. Backing off, backing off. Point is, Master Hasashi might help you, but you need to approach correctly. No demands, no threats. No, I am Megatron, bow before me routine, you ask. Humbly asterisk, you explain situation, honestly. You accept his judgment, gracefully. I do not do asterisk humble asterisk. Then you don't get help, Take-Two shrugged. Your choice, Metal Man. Stay dependent on Quan Kai, slowly lose autonomy, eventually become Netherrealm's puppet, or swallow your pride for approximately 10 minutes and ask a master of self-discipline how to resist supernatural corruption. He extended a hand, not for shaking but displaying a small token carved with Shirai Ryu symbols. This grants you passage to our temple. One time. Use it or don't. But if you come asterisk respectfully asterisk. Megatron's optics studied the token. Such a small thing, such massive implications. His processor calculated. Pride versus pragmatism. Dominance versus survival. The easy path of continued dependence versus the asterisk hard asterisk path of seeking aid from those he'd normally consider inferior. He took the token. I will consider this, Megatron stated. Not agreement, not commitment, but possibility. Take-Two nodded. That's all we ask for now. He turned to Sub-Zero. Grandmaster, the Shirai Ryu appreciate Lin Kuei's hospitality in this matter. Will be monitoring the Metal Demon's progress. If he becomes irredeemable threat, will coordinate response. Appreciated, Sub-Zero replied formally. Take-Two vanished. Actual shadow step teleportation. Shirai Ryu's specialty. Leaving Megatron alone with Sub-Zero and Frost in the workshop. You should go, Sub-Zero stated, not unkindly. Before Frost attempts to study you further, she has that look. Frost did indeed have that look. Hungry curiosity mixed with manic determination. But she remained at her workbench, apparently digesting everything she'd witnessed. Megatron turned to leave, then paused. Girl, your ambition is asterisk dangerous, but also familiar asterisk. If you survive your own recklessness, if you achieve cybernetic integration through legitimate methodology, his optics dimmed fractionally. I may have use for warrior who bridges flesh and metal. Decepticons value competence above biology. Frost's eyes widened. You'd recruit me in organic. I would recruit capability asterisk, Megatron corrected. Your species is irrelevant. Your asterisk strength is everything. Prove yourself worthy and species becomes mere detail. He departed the workshop, Sub-Zero escorting him through ice-carved corridors back toward the temple entrance. They walked in silence until the main gate, where Sub-Zero finally spoke. You gave her hope and direction, why? Because, Megatron replied, she reminds me of what Decepticons were asterisk before asterisk war consumed us. Ambitious, driven, seeking transcendence through innovation rather than conquest. His optics stared out at Outworld's crimson sky. I have spent 4 million years at war, Grandmaster. I have forgotten what it means to build rather than destroy. Perhaps, he paused, something almost vulnerable flickering through his voice harmonics. Perhaps this dimension offers opportunity to remember. Sub-Zero studied him carefully. You're changing. The corruption spreads, yes, but also, you're asterisk changing. Adapting not just technologically, but philosophically asterisk. Decepticons adapt, Megatron stated. It is what we asterisk do. And what will you adapt asterisk into? Sub-Zero asked quietly. Monster, savior, something between. I will adapt, Megatron replied, into whatever asterisk survives asterisk. He walked into the ice wastes, leaving the Lin Kuei temple behind, the Shirai Ryu token secured in a storage compartment near his spark chamber. Behind him in the workshop, Frost stared at her cybernetic hand and whispered, I'll earn it. I'll earn transcendence. And when I do, Metal Demon will see who's superior. Organic will merge with metal, or metal pretending it never needed flesh. In the Netherrealm, Quan Kai observed through scrying pools, watching Megatron's interaction with the Lin Kuei, and his smile widened. The machine was seeking alternatives, desperately, which meant the corruption was working. Soon, very soon, Megatron's resistance would crumble, and Quan Kai would have his perfect weapon. In Earthrealm's Shirai Ryu temple, Scorpion meditated before ancestral flames, sensing the dimensional ripple as Take-Da returned. Well, Hanzo asked without opening his eyes. He'll come, Take-Da replied. Eventually. He's too proud to ask immediately, but desperation will override pride. Give him time. Time is what the Netherrealm is counting on, Scorpion murmured. We shall see whether the machine's will is stronger than damnation's hunger. In Kotal Kahn's war room, the Emperor studied reports of Megatron's movements, tactical assessments, probability calculations. The machine was asterisk networking asterisk, building alliances outside Kotal's direct control, becoming asterisk independent asterisk. This could not be allowed to continue. Kotal Kahn had defeated one ambitious outsider already, Milena. He would defeat another if necessary. But first, he would asterisk use asterisk Megatron. Squeeze every drop of tactical advantage from the Metal Demon's strength. Then eliminate the threat. And Megatron, walking alone through Outworld's frozen wastes, felt the convergence of forces around him. Quan Kai's manipulation, Kotal's calculation, the Lin Kuei's assessment, the Shirai Ryu's judgment, Frost's ambition, Scorpion's potential aid. All of them circling, all of them using him, exactly as he was using them. This was war, not the simple violence of Cybertron's battlefields, but political asterisk war, psychological war, the kind where every conversation was negotiation and every alliance was temporary. Megatron had waged this war before, on Cybertron, against Optimus Prime and the Autobot Council and the corrupt Senate. He'd asterisk won that war, eventually, at terrible cost. He would win asterisk this war too. And when he did, when all the pieces were positioned correctly, when all the factions had exhausted their leverage, he would claim Outworld's throne. Not because Kotal Kahn permitted it, not because Quan Kai facilitated it, but because Megatron had asterisk earned asterisk it through combat, politics, and ruthless adaptation. This realm wanted champions. They would get a asterisk conqueror asterisk, and they would learn to accept the difference. The crowd's murmur carried uncertain agreement. Soul consumption wasn't forbidden. Necromancers like Quan Kai did it constantly, but it was asterisk unseemly asterisk for champions. It suggested weakness, dependency, addiction. Megatron didn't care about their judgment. Devora's soul burned in his core, converting to hybrid fuel with agonizing efficiency. His power reserve spiked, 58%, 64, 71 asterisk, more than he'd held since arriving in this dimension, more than baseline Energon had ever provided. And the corruption sang. Whispers intensified 1,000-fold, promises of godhood, visions of conquest spanning infinite realms, the voice of the Netherrealm itself, ancient, vast, hungry speaking directly into his processor. YSSS, feed, grow strong, become OUR champion, become our weapon. Megatron crushed the whispers with iron will. I am no one's weapon. But his voice harmonics carried Netherrealm undertones now, and his optics burned brighter green than red. The arena doors opened again. Megatron's sensors locked onto the new arrival, a figure in yellow and black, moving with assassin's grace, mask concealing all features except eyes that burned with focused hatred. Scorpion. The Shirai Ryu sends their regards, the Spectre stated, voice carrying the rasp of hellfire. Kotal Kahn has requested I test his new champion to determine if the metal demon possesses honor alongside strength. Scorpion's hand moved to the sword at his back. I shall determine this through combat. Prepare yourself, machine. Megatron's tactical processor flagged this immediately. Threat level, extreme. Opponent POSSESSES teleportation, hellfire manipulation, extensive combat experience. Power RESERVES, 71%. Victory probability, 61%. I do not require testing, Megatron replied. I require fuel. If you insist on combat, Spectre, then you shall become my next meal. Scorpion's eyes narrowed. We shall see who consumes whom, demon. He moved. Faster than Devora, faster than the Blood Guard, faster than Megatron's targeting systems could track, teleportation His sensors screamed, not speed, actual translocation. Scorpion vanished and reappeared behind Megatron, blade already moving in a cut designed to sever neck servos. Megatron spun, pure combat reflex, arm blocking the strike. The blade bit into his reinforced plating, carving deep, drawing coolant. Scorpion's follow-up kick impacted his chest, forcing him back 3 steps. Then the hellfire came. Scorpion's palms ignited, flames that burned yellow-white-orange, temperatures registering higher than Megatron's internal tolerances. The Spectre thrust both hands forward, get over here, and chains of living fire erupted from his palms, wrapping around Megatron's torso, burning, pulling. Megatron's damage indicators screamed. His armor plating was slagging. His internal systems were overheating. The chains hauled him forward, straight towards Scorpion's waiting blade. He fired his fusion cannon. Point blank, soul energy beam impacting Scorpion's chest, sending the Spectre flying backward, chains dissolving. Megatron's power reserves dropped 66%, but he bought separation. Time to. Scorpion teleported again. This time above, dropping from impossible height, sword leading in a downward strike. Megatron raised his arm to block. The bone steel limb Quan had grafted, and the blade shattered against it. Scorpion's eyes widened. Netherrealm alloy, you have been touched by the damned. I have been touched by necessity Megatron corrected, grabbing Scorpion's wrist before the Spectre could teleport. "And I shall touch you with asterisk annihilation." His other hand closed around Scorpion's throat. Hydraulics engaged, pressure increasing, attempting to crush vertebrae in. Hellfire erupted from within Scorpion's body. Not external flames, asterisk internal combustion, the Spectre's undead form becoming living inferno. Heat that exceeded nuclear cores. Heat that melted asterisk Megatron's grip, forcing him to release or lose the hand entirely. Scorpion backflipped clear, landing in combat stance, already reassessing. You fight with asterisk power, machine, but power without asterisk discipline is merely chaos. Power without asterisk honor is merely tyranny. His hands reignited. "I shall teach you the difference." They clashed again. And again. And again. The battle raged across the arena eternal. Scorpion's supernatural speed and Hellfire versus Megatron's overwhelming force and tactical brutality. Every exchange saw the Decepticon's armor scored by flames, his systems pushed closer to thermal limits. But every exchange also saw Scorpion unable to finish. The machine was too durable, too relentless. Megatron adapted mid-combat, learning teleportation patterns, anticipating strike angles, asterisk evolving his doctrine to counter a 4 centuries-old master assassin. This was what Decepticons did. This was what made them superior, asterisk. After 17 minutes of sustained combat, both warriors stood at opposite ends of the arena, damaged but unbowed. Scorpion's mask was cracked. His armor showed melted sections from his own hellfire reflecting off Megatron's chassis, but his eyes burned with undiminished fury. Megatron's entire left side was scorched black. His power reserves had dropped to 49%. His cooling systems were failing, but his optics burned brighter than ever. "You possess honor," Scorpion acknowledged, voice carrying respect despite hatred. "In combat you do not retreat, you do not beg, you do not yield. This is acceptable." "I require no acceptance from corpses," Megatron retorted. "And yet," Scorpion sheathed his sword, "I am not your enemy, machine, not truly. I came to test you, to see if Kotal's new champion was worthy or fool. You are worthy, brutal, corrupted, prideful, but worthy, asterisk." He turned toward the royal box, bowing to Kotal Kahn. The Shirai Ryu recognized the metal demon's strength. "We will not oppose his presence in Outworld, but..." Scorpion's gaze returned to Megatron. "Should you prey on the innocent, should you violate combat's honor, should you become the monster your corruption asterisk promises?" Hellfire ignited in his palms again. "I shall return, and I shall send you to the Netherrealm permanently, asterisk." The Spectre vanished in flames, teleporting away, leaving Megatron alone in the arena once more. The crowd's roar had transformed, no longer uncertain, no longer wary. They had witnessed their new champion defeat a Hive Queen and fight a legendary Spectre to standstill. Whether they asterisk like the metal demon was irrelevant. They feared asterisk him. And in Outworld, fear was the first language of respect. Kotal Kahn stood in the royal box, expression unreadable. Beside him, Quan smiled. That perpetual, infuriating smile that suggested everything proceeded according to plan. "The first trial is complete." Kotal's voice carried across the arena. "Megatron has proven his strength. He has claimed his prizes through honorable combat. He has earned..." The Emperor paused, choosing words carefully. "Conditional asterisk recognition as my champion. Further trials await. Further tests will come. But today, he has demonstrated that metal can bleed, fight, and adapt. This is sufficient. The crowd began to disperse, murmuring among themselves, spreading word of the metal demon who consumed souls and fought like a god. In the preparation chambers, Baraka watched through barred windows, vertical mouth twisted in satisfaction. The Tarkatans would remember this. When the time came to choose sides in Outworld's inevitable civil war, they would remember that Megatron adapted Asterisk. In the Netherrealm sanctums, Quan observed through scrying pools, hands already weaving new schemes. The corruption was spreading faster than anticipated. Soon, Megatron would be too dependent on soul fuel to resist. Soon, the machine would be Asterisk-bound Asterisk. In the royal palace, Kotal Kahn stood alone in his war room, staring at tactical maps, calculating probabilities. The metal demon was useful, powerful, but unstable, too independent, too ambitious Asterisk. Sooner or later, they would have to fight. Kotal almost looked forward to it. And in the arena eternal, Megatron stood among cooling sand and scorched stone, power reserves at 49%, corruption burning in his core, whispers growing asterisk louder asterisk. He had won his first sanctioned combat. He had consumed his first warrior soul through tournament law. He had proven himself to Outworld citizens, Kotal's court, and the watching elder gods. But he had also felt the asterisk hunger intensify. Devora's soul had been asterisk intoxicating, the power surge addictive. His processor already calculated how many more souls would be required to maintain operations. How many combats? How many asterisk deaths? The mathematics were inescapable. He was becoming dependent on the very thing binding him to this dimension. Unacceptable asterisk, his logic protocols insisted. Necessary, his survival instincts countered. Irrelevant asterisk, a third voice, new, corrupted, neither fully his own, whispered. You are becoming what this realm demands. Conqueror, consumer, champion, embrace it, become it, rule it. Megatron forced the voice silent. But it was getting harder. The corruption was spreading, and the tournament had only just begun. The Shirai Ryu temple materialized from morning mist like a memory of honor in a dishonorable world. Megatron stood at the boundary markers, wooden posts carved with warning symbols and ancestral protections, calculating his approach. His power reserves held at 53%. The corruption in his core pulsed with Netherrealm rhythm, and the token Takeda had given him burned in his storage compartment, not with heat, but with asterisk possibility. He hated asking for help. Decepticons conquered, dominated, took what they required. Requesting aid suggested weakness, implied dependency, admitted limitation. But the alternative was Quan Kai's slow consumption of his autonomy. Already, the sorcerer's influence had spread deeper, whispers during recharge cycles, visions of conquest that felt inserted asterisk rather than imagined, moments where Megatron couldn't distinguish his own tactical calculations from Netherrealm suggestions. 3 days ago, he'd almost consumed a civilian soul, a merchant in Outworld's markets, carrying goods, radiating life energy that Megatron's corrupted sensors registered as asterisk fuel. His hand had moved toward the organic, fingers extending, dark energon core asterisk hungry. He'd stopped himself, barely. The civilian had fled, screaming about metal demons. Kotal's guards had investigated. Megatron had claimed mechanical malfunction and departed before questions intensified. But he'd felt it, the hunger overriding tactical judgment, corrupting priorities, transforming him from strategic conqueror into mindless consumer. Unacceptable. He crossed the boundary markers. Immediately, his sensors registered change. The air became thicker, saturated with energies his processors struggled to classify. Not magical exactly, but disciplined, focused, as if reality itself had been trained through 10,000 repetitions to behave according to Shirai Ryu principles. You came. Scorpion stood in the temple courtyard, hands empty, posture relaxed but combat-ready. Behind him, a dozen Shirai Ryu warriors observed from shadows, Takedo among them, psionic glow barely visible. I require assistance, Megatron stated bluntly. No preamble, no false courtesy, just truth. The Netherrealm corruption spreads faster than anticipated. Quan Kai's binding grows stronger. I am losing autonomy. If this continues, I will become what I despise, an asterisk weapon rather than wielder. Scorpion's eyes studied him carefully. And you believe I can help prevent this? Takedo suggested you possess expertise in channeling Netherrealm energy without succumbing to corruption, that you control Hellfire rather than being controlled by it. Megatron's optics dimmed fractionally, closest he came to showing vulnerability. I do not request this lightly, Spectre. Asking for aid violates fundamental Decepticon philosophy. But I am, he paused, searching for the correct term, pragmatic. Survival supersedes pride. Honest, Scorpion gestured toward the temple's main building. Come, we shall discuss this properly. But first, his eyes blazed briefly with hellfire. You will surrender all weapons. This is sacred ground. No armaments permitted within meditation chambers. Megatron's tactical processor immediately flagged this as asterisk threat. Vulnerability scenario asterisk. Entering hostile territory unarmed violated every combat protocol. But he'd anticipated this. Shirai Ryu were disciplined asterisk. They wouldn't betray sanctuary law. Probably. His fusion cannon detached with mechanical precision, servos releasing the weapon from its back mount. He placed it carefully on the courtyard stones. My chassis asterisk is asterisk weapon. I cannot detach my hands, my mass, my combat programming. Will this suffice? Scorpion's mouth twitched almost a smile. It will suffice, follow. They walked through corridors of wood and paper screens, past training halls where warriors practiced forms that Megatron's combat computer recognized as asterisk efficient asterisk. No wasted movement. Every strike optimized for maximum damage with minimum exposure. The Shirai Ryu weren't flashy like some Outworld fighters. They were asterisk lethal asterisk. Scorpion led him to a meditation chamber, simple, austere, containing only floor mats and a central brazier burning with flames that were simultaneously orange and wrong asterisk. Hellfire. Controlled. Contained. Serving rather than consuming. Sit, Scorpion instructed. Megatron's mass would crush any floor mat. Instead, he settled into a crouch, hydraulics locking to maintain position, optics focused on the Spectre. Scorpion sat across from him, hands resting on knees, posture perfect. Before I assist, you must understand what you ask. Controlling Netherrealm energy requires discipline beyond combat training, requires confronting your own darkness, your own capacity for cruelty, your own asterisk hunger asterisk. His eyes reflected hellfire. I channel Netherrealm power because I have asterisk accepted what I am, vengeance given form, rage crystallized into purpose. But I do not surrender to it. I asterisk harness it. The difference is will. I possess will, Megatron stated. 4 million years of war did not break me. This corruption will not. 4 million years of war shaped you, Scorpion interrupted, molded you into conqueror, tyrant, leader of those who share your philosophy of strength through domination. But Netherrealm corruption doesn't care about your philosophy. It seeks only consumption. To resist it, you must possess anchor stronger than ambition, stronger than conquest, stronger than pride. Megatron's optics narrowed. What anchor? Purpose, Scorpion replied simply. I channel Hellfire because I have purpose beyond destruction, protecting my clan, honoring my family's memory, teaching discipline to those who follow. What is your purpose, Megatron? Why do you conquer? Why do you seek power? What drives you beyond simple acquisition of strength? The question hit like physical blow. Megatron's processor stuttered. Why did he conquer? The question seemed absurd. He conquered because conquest was natural. Because strength deserved dominion. Because peace through tyranny was the only sustainable governmental model. Because he paused. 4 million years of war, and he'd never properly articulated why. I seek to impose order on chaos, to prevent the weak from dragging civilizations into ruin through democratic incompetence, to ensure that those with capacity to lead are not shackled by those without vision to follow. So you conquer for others' benefit. Scorpion's tone carried skepticism. I conquer because someone must Megatron corrected. Cybertron's Senate was corrupt. Its caste system enslaved my kind, gladiators, miners, disposable labor. I rose against this, led revolution, transformed slaves into Decepticons. We fought for freedom from oppression, and when we won, he trailed off. You became oppressors, Scorpion finished quietly. Megatron's optics blazed. We became necessary. The Autobots offered peace through weakness, through compromise that benefited no one, through democracy that elevated the unqualified. I offered peace through strength through hierarchy that placed the capable in command, through tyranny, Scorpion stated. You replaced one oppressive system with another, different masters, same chains. No. Megatron's voice carried harmonics of absolute conviction. Decepticons choose their service, choose their modifications, choose their allegiance. I do not enslave I lead Those who follow me do so because they recognize strength, vision, purpose, and those who refuse to follow. Silence. Megatron's tactical processor knew the answer. Those who refused were obstacles and obstacles were eliminated. This was natural, logical, necessary for. You silence them, Scorpion said, not accusation but observation. You remove opposition by force, by termination, by demonstrating that resistance is futile. This is tyranny, Megatron, regardless of how you justify it. Then I am tyrant, Megatron stated flatly. I have never claimed otherwise, but I am effective tyrant. Under my rule, Cybertron would have achieved stability. Under Autobot weakness, the war continues endlessly, which is preferable, order through strength or chaos through idealism. Scorpion's expression remained neutral. The question is flawed. You present false binary, tyranny or chaos, as if no alternative exists, but there are always alternatives. Always choices beyond domination or destruction. Name one. Cooperation, Scorpion replied. built not on forced submission but mutual respect, on recognizing that strength takes many forms, that leadership without compassion creates resentment, that power without responsibility is merely violence. Megatron's optics dimmed, brightened, dimmed again, processor cycling through responses, calculations, resistance. Cooperation is weakness. It allows the incompetent to delay necessary action. It enables those without vision to obstruct those with clarity. It requires discipline, Scorpion interrupted, far greater than tyranny. Any fool with strength can dominate, but building consensus, earning loyalty through respect rather than fear, that requires mastery beyond combat. I am Megatron. I do not earn loyalty, I command it. And look where that brought you. Scorpion gestured at Megatron's chassis. Corruption visible, soul hunger barely controlled, dependency on external forces. Stranded in alien dimension, bound to sorcerer's power, slowly losing autonomy to forces you cannot dominate. Your philosophy of strength through tyranny has failed you here. This realm operates on different rules. Power must be earned through combat. Respect must be demonstrated through honor. You cannot simply take you must prove. Megatron wanted to argue, wanted to explain how Scorpion misunderstood, how circumstances were different on Cybertron, how. But the Spectre was correct Everything Megatron had attempted since arriving, domination of Tarkatans, negotiation with Quan, service to Kotal Kahn, all of it had failed to achieve autonomy. Every strategy based on taking power had resulted in deeper dependency. Then what do you suggest? Megatron asked, voice carrying something almost like defeat. No, not defeat, recalibration. Accept limitation, Scorpion stated. Not as weakness, but as reality. You are powerful, yes, but not omnipotent. You are strategic, yes, but not all-knowing. You are leader, yes, but not sole arbiter of truth. The Spectre leaned forward. The Netherrealm corruption feeds on pride, on certainty that you alone possess correct answers, on refusal to acknowledge alternatives. To resist it, you must practice humility not submission humility Recognition that your way is a way, not the way. You ask me to abandon fundamental Decepticon philosophy. I ask you to evolve it, Scorpion corrected. Decepticons value strength, but is strength only physical domination? Or can it include strength of character, strength to admit error, strength to adapt philosophy when evidence demands it? Megatron's processor ran this through every analytical filter he possessed. Logic protocols, tactical assessment, strategic modeling. The conclusion was uncomfortable. Scorpion was correct. Megatron's traditional approach, dominate, control, impose, had failed in this dimension. Every attempt to take power had resulted in owing power to others. Quan, Kotal Kahn, the Elder God's tournament law. But cooperation, humility, these were Autobot concepts, Optimus Prime's philosophy. The very thing Megatron had spent 4 million years fighting. I cannot, Megatron stated. What you ask contradicts everything I am. Then you will be consumed, Scorpion replied simply. Netherrealm corruption will complete its work. Quan will bind you permanently. You will become weapon rather than wielder. And your consciousness, everything that makes you Megatron will scream silently inside metal shell, unable to die, unable to escape, unable to do anything except obey Asterisk. The specter stood, walking to the brazier, hands hovering over hellfire. I know this fate intimately. I was consumed by vengeance for decades, became Scorpion Asterisk, Wraith of Rage, existing only to punish those I deemed guilty. My humanity was Asterisk buried beneath obsession. I lost Asterisk years to mindless pursuit of revenge. But you escaped, Megatron observed. I did, Scorpion confirmed. Through discipline taught by Shirai Ryu masters, through accepting that vengeance while justified was also prison Asterisk, through choosing purpose beyond destruction. His eyes met Megatron's optics. You face similar choice. Continue path of domination and be dominated, or adapt, evolve, become something. More. More than conqueror. More than Asterisk slave Asterisk to conquest, Scorpion clarified. Conqueror who Asterisk chooses Asterisk when to fight, rather than being compelled to fight constantly. Leader who commands loyalty through demonstrated wisdom, not imposed fear. Warrior who understands that true strength includes knowing when not Asterisk to strike. Megatron processed this. Every logic gate insisted Scorpion was wrong, that Decepticon philosophy was Asterisk superior Asterisk, that weakness in any form invited destruction. But every tactical assessment confirmed that traditional approach was failing. If I accept this, Megatron said slowly, if I attempt your discipline, how do I begin? Scorpion returned to seated position. By confronting your hunger directly. Now, in this chamber you will meditate. I am Asterisk machine Asterisk. I do not meditate. You possess consciousness, yes, at Megatron's curt nod. Then you can meditate. Meditation is simply focusing Asterisk consciousness, examining thoughts without judgment, observing impulses without acting on them. Scorpion gestured at the hellfire. When I meditate, I feel vengeance's pull, feel rage demanding action, but I Asterisk observe Asterisk these feelings, acknowledge them, and choose not to surrender to them. This is discipline. And this helps resist Netherrealm corruption. It creates space between impulse and action, Scorpion explained. Right now, corruption is Asterisk you. Thoughts arise from hunger and you cannot distinguish which are yours, which are Quan Kai's, which are Netherrealm's whispers. Meditation creates distance Asterisk, allows you to observe. This thought demands I consume nearby souls. Is this tactical necessity or corruption speaking? The ability to question impulses is first step to controlling them. Megatron's skepticism was absolute. This sounded like Autobot mysticism. Optimus Prime's philosophical nonsense about inner peace and contemplation. Concepts Decepticons had Asterisk rejected as weakness. But he was also desperate. Demonstrate, Megatron commanded. Scorpion's hands moved over the hellfire and the flames responded Asterisk, rising, dancing, forming shapes. Observe. I do not control the fire through force. I guide it through will. The hellfire wants to consume, wants to burn everything. But I offer it purpose Asterisk, protection of my clan, discipline of my students. I channel its nature toward constructive ends. The flames formed a perfect sphere, rotating slowly, contained completely. Now, Scorpion continued, I release discipline. Observe what happens. His focus shifted. Immediately, the hellfire Asterisk exploded Asterisk, flames bursting outward, consuming oxygen, seeking fuel. Scorpion's control snapped back instantly, containing the flames before they damaged the chamber, but the demonstration was clear. Without discipline, the Spectre stated, hellfire consumes me and everything around me. With discipline, it serves. The same principle applies to your corruption. Without discipline, it consumes your autonomy. With discipline, you can harness its power while maintaining self. Megatron watched the flames settle back to gentle burn. The logic was sound, actually, not mysticism, but engineering asterisk, feedback loops, control systems, maintaining stability in volatile processes. Cybertronians understood this intimately. Transformation cogs required precise regulation, or energon flow would cascade catastrophically. Spark chambers needed containment protocols, or consciousness would dissipate. Meditation was simply applying same principles to psychological processes. "I will attempt this," Megatron stated, "but if it proves ineffective, then we try alternative methods," Scorpion replied. "But try honestly, not half measure, not I will humor the organics mysticism. Genuine effort. Can you do this?" Could he? Megatron had conquered planets through sheer will, had led armies across millennia, had transformed himself from gladiator slave to supreme military commander. Surely he could attempt one organics discipline technique. "Yes," he stated. "Then we begin." Scorpion settled into meditation posture. Close your optics or whatever equivalent focuses your internal sensors. Observe your thoughts. When corruption whispers, notice the whisper. Do not engage, do not obey, simply observe. Megatron's optics dimmed to standby mode. His external sensors reduced to minimum. His consciousness turned inward into processor cores, memory banks, the dark energon chamber where corruption burned. Immediately, whispers intensified. "Fool, this achieves nothing. Consume the specter, take his power, break free through strength." Megatron observed the thought, questioned it. Was this his tactical assessment, or corruption's manipulation? The voice felt like his own, used his vocabulary, matched his philosophical framework, but there was undertone, alien cadence, Netherrealm rhythm beneath Cybertronian logic. "Notice," Scorpion's voice guided from external reality. "Do not fight the whispers. Fighting creates resistance. Resistance creates energy. Energy feeds corruption. Simply observe, acknowledge, let thoughts pass like clouds." Another whisper, "Weakness." Optimus would mock you, reduced to meditating like Autobot fool. Megatron observed this. Was he weak for seeking control over corruption, or was weakness surrendering to it? The whisper tried to trigger pride response, tried to make him react. He chose not to. The whisper faded slightly, not gone, but quieter "Yes," Scorpion's voice carried approval. "You begin to understand. Corruption has no power you do not give it. Every reaction feeds it. Every surrender strengthens it. But observation starves it." Time became strange. Megatron's chronometer reported 17 minutes elapsed, but subjective experience felt simultaneously longer and instantaneous. He existed in space between thought and action, observing consciousness itself operating. And he noticed patterns. Certain whispers repeated suggesting programming rather than organic thought. Certain impulses arose in response to specific triggers. Quan Kai's name, Kotal Kahn's authority, mentions of Cybertron. The corruption wasn't random. It was strategic designed to exploit his existing priorities, amplify them into compulsions, transform tactical calculation into mindless hunger. But if he could observe the pattern, He could counter it. Excellent progress, Scorpion stated. External sensors registered the Spectre standing, approaching. Open your optics. Megatron's visual systems reactivated. 43 minutes had elapsed. His power reserves had dropped to 49% normal consumption, not accelerated by corruption. The whispers remained but distant asterisk, observable rather than overwhelming. Megatron paused, struggling to articulate. The corruption has not decreased, but my relationship to it has changed. I can distinguish my thoughts from its suggestions, slightly. This is the first step, Scorpion confirmed. Discipline is not immediate cure. It is practice daily, constant. You must meditate regularly, hourly if corruption intensifies. Create space between impulse and action. Over time, this space becomes autonomy. And the fuel dependency, Megatron asked. Meditation does not eliminate need for soul energy. No, Scorpion admitted, but it creates control over how you acquire it. You can choose to consume only warrior souls earned through honorable combat, can resist impulse to prey on civilians, can maintain ethical boundaries even while dependent on supernatural fuel. His expression hardened. This is compromise, Megatron, not perfection. You will still be partially bound to Netherrealm, but you will control the binding rather than binding controlling you. Megatron processed this. Compromise, another Autobot concept. Decepticons didn't compromise, they won. But in this dimension, perhaps winning meant surviving with autonomy intact rather than achieving total domination. I will practice this discipline, Megatron stated. Daily meditation, observing corruption rather than surrendering to it, maintaining boundaries around fuel acquisition. His optics met Scorpion's eyes. But I will also continue seeking permanent solution, some method to sever Netherrealm dependency entirely. I accept this compromise as temporary measure, not final state. Fair enough. Scorpion extended his hand, warrior's acknowledgement. You have shown willingness to adapt, to learn, to evolve beyond simple domination. This is unexpected but welcome. Megatron stared at the offered hand. Shaking hands suggested equality, partnership, mutual respect rather than hierarchical dominance. Everything Decepticon philosophy rejected. But Scorpion had provided aid when no one else could, had offered discipline that might preserve Megatron's autonomy, had treated him as warrior rather than monster. Megatron's hand, massive metal corrupted, closed around Scorpion's. Gently, carefully, acknowledgement without crushing. I do not have allies Megatron stated. Only strategic partnerships, but if I did possess allies, you would qualify Spectre. Scorpion's mouth twitched. I will accept strategic partnership, for now. They released grips. Megatron turned toward the exit, then paused. One question. When you channel Hellfire, when you harness Netherrealm energy without corruption, do you ever fear losing control, becoming monster again? Every day, Scorpion replied honestly. Every single day I fear vengeance will consume me, that rage will override discipline, that I will become Scorpion rather than Hanzo Hasashi. His eyes glowed briefly with hellfire. But fear is not weakness, Megatron. Fear is warning system. It tells me when I approach edge. Discipline pulls me back from that edge. The key is not eliminating fear. It's respecting it. Megatron filed this away in memory banks flagged critical insight. Fear as warning system. Not emotion to be suppressed, but data to be analyzed. Perhaps organics understood some things Cybertronians had overlooked. He departed the meditation chamber, retrieved his fusion cannon from the courtyard, and walked toward the temple boundary. Behind him, Taekta emerged from shadows. He actually did it, the telepath said quietly to Scorpion. He actually practiced meditation. His thoughts are still terrifying, like watching tactical nuclear strike calculations in real time, but they're more organized, less consumed by hunger. He possesses stronger will than anticipated, Scorpion agreed. But will alone won't save him. The real test comes when corruption demands surrender, when hunger overwhelms discipline, when Quan Kai activates whatever binding spell he's been preparing. You think the sorcerer has contingency? I know he does, Scorpion stated grimly. Quan Kai doesn't form alliances, he creates dependencies. Megatron believes he's playing Quan Kai, but the sorcerer has been playing this game for centuries. He's prepared for every possibility, including Megatron seeking external help. Taekta's psionic senses flared. Then we need to warn him. He knows, Scorpion interrupted. Megatron is many things: tyrant, conqueror, ruthless, but he's not fool. He understands Quan Kai is manipulating him. He's simply betting he can counter-manipulate faster, can adapt quicker, can evolve beyond the trap before it closes. Can he? Scorpion watched Megatron disappear into morning mist, the metal demon's form blending with shadows. We shall see, the Spectre murmured. We shall see whether Tyrant can learn humility before corruption teaches him obedience. In the Netherrealm, Quan Kai's scrying pool showed everything. The meditation, the discipline, Scorpion's teaching, Megatron's attempt to resist corruption through willpower and observation. The sorcerer smiled. Foolish machine, Quan Kai purred, hands weaving over the pool. You think discipline can save you. You think meditation severs my binding. He drew a symbol in the air, complex, ancient, irreversible. I have waited long enough. You have consumed sufficient souls, integrated enough Netherrealm energy. Your spark chamber is saturated with my power. The symbol pulsed, sending invisible signal across dimensions, activating protocols embedded in every soul energy particle Megatron had absorbed. Tonight, Quan Kai stated, when you enter recharge cycle, when your consciousness dims and discipline wavers, the binding activates, fully, permanently, and you will awaken as mine, my weapon, my champion, my slave. The sorcerer's laughter echoed through the Netherrealm as the trap, months in preparation, finally began to close. Megatron's recharge cycle began at sunset, Outworld's crimson sky darkening to arterial purple, twin suns descending behind mountains that moved with geological patience. He'd secured a location outside Kotal Kahn's direct surveillance, an abandoned fortress in the wastelands, 300 miles from the capital, structurally defensible and politically neutral. His systems initiated standard shutdown protocols. Power reserves at 47%, sustainable, but requiring recharge to maintain operational capacity. Fusion cannon offline, weapons systems dormant, consciousness preparing to enter low-power diagnostic mode. The meditation training from Scorpion had provided clarity. For 6 days, Megatron had practiced the discipline, observing corruption's whispers rather than obeying them, creating space between impulse and action. The results were measurable. 3 instances where he'd resisted civilian soul consumption urges, 2 successful negotiations with Outworld warlords without resorting to immediate violence, 1 conversation with Baraka that ended in tactical alliance rather than threats. Progress small but real. His optics dimmed to standby mode, external sensors reduced to minimum, consciousness began to. Pain, not physical, metaphysical asterisk. Every soul energy particle he'd absorbed, hundreds of them, integrated into his fuel systems over months, asterisk activated simultaneously. They didn't explode, they bound. Green tendrils of Netherrealm magic erupted from his dark energon core, spreading through fuel lines, wrapping around processor cores, invading his spark chamber itself. Megatron's consciousness screamed asterisk. 4 million years of warfare had never prepared him for this sensation. It was violation at quantum level, rape of his essential self. He tried to move, hydraulics locked, servos frozen. His body was asterisk prison asterisk. Finally, Quan Kai's voice echoed inside Megatron's processor. Not external sound, but internal asterisk presence, speaking directly into consciousness. You thought discipline would save you. Thought meditation would sever my influence. Foolish machine. Every soul you consumed was mine. Every particle of energy was my spell. You didn't fuel yourself, you imprisoned yourself. Megatron's tactical processors fought desperately, analyzing the binding, calculating escape vectors. But Quan Kai had spent asterisk months preparing this trap. Every soul refined, every energy particle encoded, every meditation session monitored through the very corruption Megatron thought he was resisting. Struggle all you wish, Quan Kai purred. Your consciousness remains intact. I need your tactical genius functional, but your WILL is now subordinate to mine. Your body responds to MY commands. Your power serves my objectives. You are weapon, Megatron, as I always intended. The binding tightened. Megatron felt his autonomy crushing under metaphysical weight. His thoughts remained his own. Quan Kai was correct. The sorcerer needed his strategic mind operational, but his choices were being stripped away. He couldn't move without permission, couldn't speak without authorization, couldn't even enter proper recharge without Quan Kai's allowance. He was asterisk slave asterisk. Exactly what he'd fought against for 4 million years. Exactly what Decepticons had asterisk rebelled asterisk against on Cybertron. The caste system that treated gladiators as property had been destroyed through Megatron's revolution, and now he was experiencing that same helplessness, that same asterisk ownership asterisk. Your first task, Quan Kai commanded, and Megatron felt his body moving, standing, walking, actions divorced from conscious choice, is to eliminate Kotal Kahn. The Emperor has outlived his usefulness. You will challenge him to Mortal Kombat. You will kill him, and you will claim Outworld's throne as my puppet ruler. Do you understand? Megatron's consciousness RAGED. His logic protocols calculated 1,000 resistance strategies simultaneously. His combat programming screamed for weapons, for violence, for asterisk freedom. But his voice modulator, completely divorced from his will, spoke. I understand and obey, Master. The word asterisk master tasted like acid, like betrayal of everything he was, but he couldn't stop himself from saying it. Quan Kai's satisfaction radiated through the binding. Excellent, proceed to the capital, issue formal challenge, and Megatron. The sorcerer's tone turned cruel. Do try to make it entertaining. I shall be watching through your optics. Think of it as performance review. The binding released partial motor control, enough to walk, to function, but not enough to resist commands. Megatron's body began walking toward the capital, feet moving in rhythm divorced from conscious choice. Inside his processor core, where consciousness still operated independently, Megatron calculated asterisk. Quan Kai's binding was absolute. Direct resistance was impossible. The sorcerer controlled too much of his infrastructure. But the binding had parameters. It commanded specific actions. Challenge Kotal, kill Kotal, claim throne. It didn't specify asterisk how. It didn't specify asterisk when. It didn't specify what happened after asterisk. This was leverage. Microscopic leverage, but Megatron had waged wars on less. He analyzed the binding structure as he walked, consciousness operating at quantum speed while his body trudged toward the capital. Quan Kai's spell was asterisk elegant asterisk, centuries of refinement visible in every metaphysical connection. But elegance meant asterisk complexity asterisk, and complexity meant asterisk vulnerabilities. The binding anchored itself to the soul energy particles integrated into Megatron's fuel system. Remove those particles and the binding would collapse, but removing them meant losing all asterisk fuel. His power reserves would drop to zero within minutes. He'd be non-functional, dead by Cybertronian standards. Alternative, overload the binding. Force so much energy through the connection that Quan Kai couldn't maintain control. But that required power source beyond what Megatron currently possessed. Required access to asterisk massive asterisk soul concentration. Required. The arena eternal. Megatron's tactical processors seized on this. The arena was asterisk saturated with soul energy, 10,000 years of combat deaths, essences absorbed into the very asterisk stones. Not refined like Quan Kai's fuel, not controlled, but present asterisk, raw, accessible. If he could reach the arena, if he could somehow tap that reservoir, if he could channel enough unrefined soul energy to overwhelm Quan Kai's binding. The probability calculations were terrible asterisk. 17% chance of success. 43% chance of complete processor core meltdown. 96% chance of permanent damage regardless of outcome. But 100% certainty of slavery if he did nothing. Decepticons gambled on worse odds. His body continued walking toward the capital, Quan Kai's command driving him forward. But his consciousness was planning, calculating, adapting. The binding controlled his body, but it didn't control his asterisk mind asterisk. Not yet. Kotal Kahn received the challenge in his throne room, surrounded by blood guard and advisors. Megatron's entrance was dramatic, doors slamming open, metal frame backlit by crimson sunset, optics blazing with light that was more green than red now. The Emperor stood from his throne, hand moving to macuahutal blade. Megatron, you look different. The corruption has advanced. I challenge you, Megatron stated, voice carrying harmonics he didn't choose, Quan Kai's spell forcing the words. To Mortal Kombat, for the throne of Outworld. By tournament law, you cannot refuse. Kotal's eyes narrowed. I can refuse suicide. You are asterisk compromised asterisk machine, Quan Kai's puppet. I can see his binding in your energy signature. You do not issue this challenge of your own will. Fight it. Megatron's consciousness commanded his voice modulator. Resist. Tell him the truth. I am Megatron, his voice said instead, Quan Kai's control absolute. I challenge of my own will. I claim right of succession through combat. Do you accept Quan, or do you reveal yourself as Coward? The throne room went silent. Kotal's advisors whispered urgently, Trap, obviously Trap, refuse the challenge, exile the machine *. But the Emperor raised his hand for silence. You were worthy *, Kotal said quietly, genuine regret in his tone. When you first arrived, when you fought Devora and faced Scorpion, you possessed honor alongside strength, but Quan Kai's corruption has consumed that. You are weapon now, tool, and I do not fight tools, I * break them. Kotal gestured. The Blood Guard advanced, weapons drawn, moving to restrain Megatron. Quan Kai's binding * forced * Megatron into combat stance. His fusion cannon activated, drawing power from reserves he couldn't spare, dropping to 41%. Charging soul energy beam he didn't * want * to fire. No, his consciousness screamed. These are allies, strategic assets. Killing them serves only Quan Kai *. The fusion cannon fired. 3 Blood Guard vaporized instantly. The beam carved through the throne room's far wall. Structural damage cascaded, ceiling beginning to collapse, pillars cracking. Kotal moved. Solar energy blazing. The Emperor closed distance in heartbeat, Macuahudal blade striking Megatron's chest in blow that cracked * armor plating. The impact sent Megatron stumbling backward, systems shrieking damage warnings. But Quan Kai's binding wouldn't let him fall, wouldn't let him yield. His body fought back, automated, ruthless, divorced from conscious choice. His fist connected with Kotal's jaw. His other hand grabbed the Emperor's throat. Stop * Megatron's consciousness commanded. Cease. This is not strategic, not necessary, not. His grip tightened. Kotal's solar regeneration fought against crushing pressure, but Megatron's strength was absolute *. The Aztec Emperor's eyes met Megatron's optics, not fear but understanding. Quan Kai controls you, Kotal gasped, blood running from his mouth. You cannot resist, but you can choose where you fight. The Emperor's hand moved, not to attack but to gesture *. Blood magic activated, ancient and powerful, tearing reality itself. A portal opened beneath them both. They fell. The arena eternal materialized around them, empty of spectators, illuminated only by Outworld's moons, but saturated * with power. 10,000 years of soul energy trapped in blood-soaked sand, ossified into stone, woven into fundamental architecture. Megatron's sensors screamed with the concentration. This was what he needed. This was. Kotal's blade struck again, carving deep into Megatron's left arm. If I must destroy you to free you from corruption, the Emperor stated, solar energy intensifying, then I shall do so * honorably *. In the arena, where power is earned, where combatants face each other as * warriors *, not slaves and masters. Quan Kai's binding forced Megatron to attack. His damaged arm swung an arc that should have decapitated Kotal. The Emperor ducked, countered, Macuahudal blade finding gap in Megatron's knee joint. Hydraulics ruptured, coolant sprayed. Power reserves, 36%. Structural integrity, 51%. Time until Quan Kai's binding forces fatal action, 17 seconds.
Megatron's consciousness made decision. He stopped fighting Kotal, started fighting the arena *. His fusion cannon swiveled downward, not at the Emperor but at the * sand *, at the stones, at the soul-saturated architecture beneath them, and he fired, full power, everything remaining in his reserves. The beam didn't vaporize the arena floor. It shattered it, broke the metaphysical seals containing 10 millennia of combat deaths, released the imprisoned soul energy in catastrophic cascade. "What are you doing?" Quan Kai's voice shrieked through the binding. "Stop, cease, I command." Megatron didn't stop. Couldn't stop because he wasn't choosing to fire, he was simply redirecting Quan Kai's own command. The binding demanded he fight. He was fighting, just not fighting Kotal Kahn. Raw, unrefined soul energy erupted from the shattered arena floor like geyser. Thousands of warrior essences, accumulated across ages, compressed through violence, furious at their imprisonment, exploded outward in wave of green-white-crimson light. Megatron's dark energon core opened, drawing the energy inward not through careful refinement but through desperate absorption. His fuel systems weren't designed for this. His processors screamed warnings. His entire chassis temperature spiked beyond safe parameters. But the unrefined soul flood overwhelmed Quan Kai's binding. Too much energy, too fast, too chaotic for the sorcerer's elegant spell to process. The binding anchors designed for controlled fuel intake couldn't handle the tsunami. They fractured. "No," Quan Kai's scream echoed across dimensions. "I will not lose my weapon. I will." Megatron's consciousness, freed for microseconds by the binding's disruption, made final choice. "I am no one's weapon," he stated, his own voice, his own choice, and detonated his dark energon core. Not completely, not suicide, but partial detonation, releasing the corrupted fuel in controlled explosion that burned through Quan Kai's binding like hellfire through paper. The blast wave carved crater in the arena floor, sent Kotal flying 100 feet backward, and severed every metaphysical connection the sorcerer had established. The price was catastrophic. Megatron's power reserves dropped to 7%. His dark energon core cracked irreparably. His diagnostics screamed. His fuel systems were destroyed. He had minutes remaining before complete shutdown. But he was free. The binding was gone. He collapsed to his knees in the ruined arena, systems failing, consciousness fragmenting but autonomous. For the first time since Quan Kai's trap activated, his thoughts were his own asterisk. His will was his own asterisk. His. Kotal Kahn approached slowly, macuahutal blade ready but not raised. The Emperor was damaged, burns across his torso, left arm hanging useless, but solar regeneration was already working. "You broke free," Kotal stated, genuine surprise in his voice. "Destroyed your own power source to sever the binding, that is." He paused, searching for words. "Honorable, suicidal but honorable." Megatron's optics flickered weakly. "I am Megatron. I do not accept slavery." Clearly, Kotal knelt beside him, studying the damage. "You have minutes remaining, perhaps less. Your fuel system is destroyed. Your power core fractured. You are dying machine. Better dead than slave." "Agreed." Kotal's hand moved, not to attack but to stabilize. Blood magic flowed from the Emperor's palm, wrapping around Megatron's chassis, holding failing systems together through sheer mystical force. "But I did not bring you to the arena to watch you die. I brought you here because the arena eternal possesses options." Megatron's consciousness was fragmenting, but tactical processors still functioned. "What options?" Kotal stood, gesturing at the shattered floor, at the soul energy still erupting in diminishing waves. "The arena has witnessed 10,000 years of combat, has absorbed the essence of countless warriors, has become sacred space, and sacred space operates under different rules." His eyes glowed with solar power. "The Elder Gods permit certain transactions here, certain bargains, certain prices paid for certain gifts asterisk. Speak clearly, Emperor. Megatron's chronometer reported 4 minutes until complete shutdown. I have no time for riddles. The souls you released are angry asterisk, Kotal explained, furious at imprisonment, at having their essences trapped in stone rather than passing to proper afterlife. They demand asterisk retribution, but retribution requires champion asterisk, requires warrior to carry their fury into battle against those who imprisoned them, the architects of tournament law itself, the elder gods who demand endless combat. Megatron's optics focused with effort. You offer me their power in exchange for what? Service, Kotal stated simply. Not slavery, you've made clear your position on that, but alliance asterisk. You become vessel for Arena's accumulated fury, channel their power, survive through their energy. In exchange, you wage war on my behalf against those who threaten Outworld sovereignty, against Quan, against those who would impose tyranny through supernatural control. Ironic, Megatron's voice carried ghost of dark humor, that you recruit tyrant to fight tyranny. You are many things, Megatron, conqueror, dominator, ruthless, but you are not hypocrite asterisk. You rule through strength openly declared. You do not asterisk pretend to offer freedom while binding souls in servitude. Kotal's expression hardened. The elder gods claim to maintain balance, but their tournaments are asterisk slavery asterisk, forcing civilizations into endless combat, trapping warrior souls in architecture, demanding blood sacrifice for their amusement. You and I are asterisk honest asterisk tyrants. They are worse. 3 minutes remaining. Megatron's processor calculated rapidly. This was asterisk another asterisk binding. Different source, different terms, but still dependency on external power. Still sacrifice of autonomy. But also survival asterisk. And revenge against Quan, an alliance with Kotal Kahn that carried genuine respect rather than manipulation. Lesser evil, smallest cage. Terms, Megatron demanded. Explicitly, what boundaries, what freedoms, what asterisk price? Kotal's smile was grim. You channel Arena Soul's power enough to sustain you indefinitely plus combat enhancement beyond what your original Energon provided. In exchange, you fight when I call. You defend Outworld against supernatural threats. You wage war against those who enslave through law and tradition. But the Emperor's eyes blazed. You retain autonomy. Your tactics, your strategies, your choices in battle. I command when you fight. You control asterisk how. Partnership between Khan and weapon that chooses its targets. 2 minutes. And if I refuse? You die, Kotal stated flatly. Power depletes. Consciousness fragments. Your spark, your essential self, dissipates into Outworld sands. Permanent termination. No resurrection, no return. 1 minute. Megatron's consciousness was fragmenting now. Processor cores shutting down sequentially. Memory banks entering emergency compression. Spark chamber preparing for final dissolution. 4 million years of war. 4 million years of conquest. 4 million years of refusing to bow, to submit, to accept any asterisk authority over his will. And it ended here, in alien dimension, in blood-soaked arena, facing choice between death with autonomy or survival with partnership. Not slavery, Kotal had been explicit, partnership, alliance between equals who acknowledged respective strengths. This was acceptable. Megatron's voice was static, corrupted now, barely coherent. Accept, alliance, partnership, not servitude. Agreed. Kotal's hands moved in complex patterns, blood magic flowing, drawing the furious Arena souls toward Megatron's failing form. This will asterisk hurt machine. The souls are not gentle, not refined. They will integrate asterisk forcefully asterisk, but they will also sustain. Are you prepared? 30 seconds. I am Megatron. I am always prepared. The soul's asterisk struck asterisk. Not gentle integration like Quan Kai's refined fuel, not careful binding like the sorcerer's trap. This was violent merger, thousands of warrior essences, each one furious, each one powerful, each one demanding outlet for millennia of imprisoned rage. They flooded into Megatron's shattered dark energon core, bypassed his destroyed fuel systems, integrated directly with his spark chamber, his essential consciousness, his Cybertronian soul. The pain was transcendent beyond anything warfare had taught him, beyond torture, beyond termination. This was his entire being rewritten at fundamental level. Cybertronian technology merging with Mortal Kombat metaphysics, machine consciousness fusing with warrior souls. Megatron screamed 4 million years of refusing to show weakness, and he screamed. His voice shattered windows across the capital 300 miles distant. His agony registered on seismographs. His processor core fragmenting under the assault, and then reforming stronger, different hybrid. The arena souls found purchase in Megatron's consciousness, found kinship with warrior who'd waged war across epochs, found purpose in conqueror who'd broken his own power source rather than accept slavery. They didn't control him, they empowered him. His shattered dark energon core reconstructed, not as Cybertronian technology, but as something new half mechanical, half metaphysical, chamber that could process both energon and soul energy, vessel that bridged dimensions. His destroyed fuel systems regenerated, organic metal growing through chassis, creating pathways that shouldn't exist according to Cybertronian engineering. Living technology, adaptive infrastructure. His fractured consciousness expanded processor cores multiplying, memory banks deepening, awareness growing to encompass not just tactical data but metaphysical calculation. He could sense souls now, track them, understand their nature, not through sensors but through instinct. Power reserves climbing 7%, 19, 34, 58, 73 The integration completed. Megatron stood in the ruined arena eternal, chassis reconstructed, power reserves beyond anything he'd possessed since Cybertron. But changed. Fundamentally, irrevocably transformed
His armor plating was no longer pure Cybertronian alloy. It was fused with arena stone, inscribed with glowing symbols from 10,000 years of combat law. His optics burned not red, but crimson the color of Outworld sky, the color of blood shed honorably. His voice, when he spoke, carried harmonics from thousands of warrior souls. I am Megatron, champion of the arena eternal, vessel of combat's fury, and I am free Kotal Kahn smiled warrior satisfaction. Welcome back, ally. Now, the Emperor's expression hardened. We have sorcerer to destroy. Quan Kai felt Megatron's transformation across dimensions, felt the binding shatter felt his weapon slip from control, and for the first time in centuries, the sorcerer felt something adjacent to fear. Impossible, he whispered, staring into scrying pools. The binding was perfect unbreakable. He should be mine. The pool's surface rippled. Megatron's face materialized. Not image, but presence the machine's enhanced consciousness reaching across dimensions through sheer force of will. I am coming for you, sorcerer, Megatron stated, voice carrying promise of annihilation. You attempted to make me slave, you failed, and Decepticons do not forgive those who attempt enslavement. Run, hide, fortify your Netherrealm sanctum. It will not matter. Quan Kai's hands moved desperately, weaving defensive spells, activating contingencies. You cannot enter the Netherrealm without invitation. The realm itself will reject you. You have no asterisk authority. I have the authority of 10,000 warrior souls, Megatron interrupted. I have alliance with Outworld's Quan. I have asterisk purpose beyond simple conquest. And I have 4 million years of tactical experience in destroying those who underestimate me. The scrying pool exploded. Megatrons will shattering Quan Kai's surveillance, cutting the connection but leaving message asterisk. I am coming. Quan Kai stared at the destroyed pool, mind racing. Contingencies, alternatives, escape asterisk. He'd manipulated realms for centuries, survived pantheons of gods, orchestrated catastrophes and emerged asterisk stronger. But Megatron was something new, something outside the sorcerer's experience. Machine-made god, tyrant-made champion, weapon that refused asterisk to be wielded. For the first time in his immortal existence, Quan Kai considered the possibility that he'd made asterisk mistake asterisk. In the arena eternal, Megatron turned to Kotal Kahn. Our alliance begins with Quan Kai's termination, but it will not end there. Agreed, Kotal replied. The sorcerer is first target, but there are others. Elder gods who demand endless combat, titans who manipulate from beyond reality. Those who believe power gives them right to impose slavery disguised as law. The Emperor extended his hand, warriors pact. Together, we shall show them the truth. And what truth is that? Megatron asked, clasping Kotal's hand. Partnership acknowledged, equals recognized. Kotal Kahn's smile was asterisk savage asterisk. That peace through tyranny is asterisk honest asterisk, but slavery through law is abomination asterisk, and we are coming to burn that lie to ashes. Above them, Outworld's moons shone crimson on the transformed champion, the machine who'd arrived as conqueror, who'd been enslaved by sorcerer, who'd broken his own power source rather than surrender autonomy, who'd emerged reborn as something asterisk new asterisk. Not fully Cybertronian, not fully Mortal Kombat, but hybrid, bridge between dimensions, warrior who understood both technological supremacy and metaphysical combat. The realms had never seen anything like Megatron before, and they would learn to fear what happened when Tyrant discovered asterisk purpose beyond simple domination. The war was just beginning, but this time Megatron fought not to conquer. He fought to free asterisk, even if freedom required blood, violence, ruthless elimination of those who enslaved through law. Some things he'd learned were worth fighting for beyond simple power. Autonomy, choice, the right to determine one's own fate. These were worth asterisk everything. 3 months after the Arena Eternal's transformation, Quan Kai's sanctum fell in 17 minutes. The sorcerer's final words, defiant claims about corruption and chains, died with him, crushed beneath Megatron's hand. I choose my chains now, the champion had stated simply. That is the difference. The Elder God sent Cetrion to deliver ultimatum, submit or face erasure. Megatron responded with questions, not violence, challenging divine authority in front of witnesses across realms. Your tournaments enslave civilizations. You trap souls as fuel. You are not guardians, you are parasites. The battle that followed scarred Outworld's northern wastes permanently. Megatron didn't win, but he didn't lose. He fought an elder god to stand still and walked away. The realms noticed. Divine authority was conditional, not absolute. Kotal Kahn's reign stabilized overnight. No warlord challenged an emperor backed by God Fighter, but their partnership remained equal. Kotal commanded strategy, Megatron executed tactics, neither subordinate. It was inefficient by Decepticon standards. Megatron's processors constantly calculated how to simply take the throne. But he didn't, because chosen alliance proved stronger than imposed dominance. Cooperation achieved more than hoarded power. Perhaps Optimus Prime had been partially correct. Megatron would never admit this aloud. His actions spoke regardless. Frost achieved cybernetic transcendence through earned understanding, months of research, preparation, psychological conditioning. She emerged as bridge between flesh and metal, proof that evolution took many forms. Megatron offered her position in his expanding network of alliances. She accepted as equal on her terms. Scorpion continued teaching discipline. The Shirai Ryu temple became sanctuary for those resisting corruption while wielding power. Megatron visited regularly, practicing meditation that still felt wrong but worked. "You have changed," Scorpion observed. "I have adapted," Megatron corrected. "And perhaps I am becoming what I should have been before 4 million years of war consumed purpose and left only conquest." Somewhere across dimensional barriers, Cybertron's war continued. Starscream led Decepticons now. Optimus fought on, probably assuming Megatron dead. Someday, Megatron would return. He calculated methods constantly. But he was no longer desperate to leave. This dimension had given him perspective. Understanding that peace through tyranny, while effective, was incomplete. That strength without purpose was merely violence. That leadership without respect was slavery with different branding. When he returned to Cybertron, if he returned, he would be transformed, not by magic but by lessons. Standing in the reconstructed arena eternal, now memorial rather than prison, Megatron addressed the watching realms. "I came as conqueror, was enslaved by sorcerer, broke myself rather than submit, and emerged understanding that freedom is earned, not taken, that power is shared, not hoarded, that true peace requires balance between strength and choice." The arena stones glowed, 10,000 souls acknowledging their champion. "I will forge new balance," Megatron declared. "Where warriors choose combat rather than being compelled, where strength serves purpose beyond simple domination, where even tyrants can learn that some things, autonomy, choice, will, are worth more than conquest." Outworld's crimson sky blazed above him. The realms trembled. The elder gods calculated their response. And Megatron, Decepticon leader, arena champion, bridge between dimensions, smiled. The war for true balance had only begun. But this time, he fought for something beyond power. He fought for freedom itself. Finish HIM.